Welcome everybody, welcome to the HyperX Scrim Season 1 Week 7 presented by OUTcast Esports. Of course, co-casted with my buddy Pickford. I am RANDOMX. If you guys don't know who I am, I've been casting these in the very beginning of the first Scrim Season 1 events. It's been very action-packed thus far. Tonight, of course, is mixed scrims, FPP and TPP, if we can get the FPP rooms to work. There is a 3-minute delay. I am going to be joining my buddy Pickford very soon, and he can give us all the updates and maybe any of the important information that we need, including the top 10 fraggers thus far. Give us some of the statistics for the first season. So kick back, relax, and we'll be joining him very soon. So we can talk about all that interesting developments, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the voice chat with my buddy Pickford real quick. Hey, what's up, Pickford? How you doing, man? How your Friday going so far?
Outstanding. And how is yours going, sir?
Very, very good. So, join a little early as usual to get any of your OP stats that we get every Friday. In fact, every day of these events.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead and break it down for
It,
us.
it was, well, the week started on Monday, obviously. The FPP event started a little weird. We had a lot of teams we hadn't seen up on top, up there on the top, and a lot of teams that normally do very well had a very poor showing on Monday. With Misfire winning Monday, the overall event,
I did hear
but
about that too.
one is somewhere behind them. But Team Hacks, the team that was at the time in top four in the overall power rankings, ending up in 17th place.
Oh
So
wow.
huge. There was a lot of mixture. 187 Black was in second. Outcast Alpha in third. Trees was in first. So after that, it was kind of evened out. But Hacks had a huge falling out. Then we ran into Wednesdays, the standard TPP, and things kind of went good for most of the teams. But again, that one outlying team that did poorly, where 187 Black won on Wednesday. Hacks then came in second place on Wednesday. Top strikers in the Woo, but Outcast Alpha finishing in 12th place, so obviously not doing as well. And we had a couple of new teams. Kings Go Berserk KGB coming in on Wednesday night for the first time ever, finishing in third place. So obviously
Nice.
doing a little bit of damage, a little bit of destruction to the overall, because although they come in there, a brand new team who's never been here comes in, they get third place. That is obviously a position that one of the established teams can't get. They can't get those points,
Mm-hmm.
and it got to go to the bottom of the pack, because since KGB's only been here for one match, and I think it put them in like 40th place. So they're obviously not going to score enough points to move up,
Yeah,
but those
yeah.
22 points obviously is a team that someone could be using.
Yep.
Same thing on uh, Monday when you had some of you had like the Dream Takers, the anti-sweat team did very well, and a lot of the other teams trying to get those last few points. And then, but with overall, it just seems that the rich get richer, but it gets tighter in the middle. So 187 Black now with 410 points unofficially. Second place is Dream Killers with 300 points. So 110 points
Wow.
behind is pretty much, unless pretty much today's last day, because you can only score 30 points a match, and there's 4 events left. So someone has to like pretty much come in third. Dream Killers pretty much has to win, and 187 Black has to come in 16th place to even have a
Every
chance.
single time.
Otherwise, looks like 187 Black is going to claim their they could this could be their big victory claim tonight, 1 week before. But with an 8-week season, if it took all the way through the end of the 7th week to get that done, kudos to us. Plus, these middle matches random are still very tight. Um, Dream Killers, like I said, second place with 300 points. Behind them, Hacks is in third place with 276, only 24 points behind Dream Killers. And then behind Hacks in fourth place is Outcast Alpha with 264 points, or only 12 points behind Hacks. And then behind Outcast Alpha is The Woo in fifth place with 239, and that is what 25 points behind Outcast Alpha. And then True Esports is in sixth place with 235, only 4 points behind the Woo, and that's obviously where that fifth place is where those prizes
Yeah.
end. So we have between second. There's no more than 25 points separating any of the two positions from second through fifth. So that's still very close. And then on the other end, you have like starting in 10th place, Misfire is 9 points behind the Forgotten, who's 20 points behind Metaphor, who's only 10 points behind Top Strikers. So that's also very close. So we have a lot of small races, a lot of bragging races, and still a lot of work that can be done for these second through fifth place prizes. So there's still a lot of things to earn, a lot of points to prove before the season's over.
Yeah, because I mean, just like you said with Hacks coming in 16th, or you said 16th, 17th place overall.
17th place, yeah, only getting one placing point.
Only getting one placing points is huge. So if that were to happen to any of the teams right now, 2nd through 6th or 2nd through 5th, that can be a huge loss for them. And
we haven't had every single one of these events. We've had a placement move 2nd through 6th in every match for the past 2 weeks. So it's been moving back and forth every single match. So it's still very, very fluid. And then with the Cherry Tower Poppers, I mean, Trick is just doing the same thing, kind of destroying everybody. He has 192 overall kills. 2nd place, Clown from 187, 136. Mr. Zebra in 3rd with 110. Junie in 4th with 104. But Satan is at 100 in 5th. Sarge, 96. Obviously, they're all shooting for that 10th or the top 4 positions. That's where the All-Star points are. That's where the money is. So, and there still is, if I'm looking at about 4 kills per match. If you're about 12 to 16 points behind 4th place, I think you still have a chance. We still have four players: Marshy, Ginger, Sarge, Satan can all probably still catch Junie in that. It says a probability, but we see guys go off. I mean, I've seen Cal from the Forgotten. He scored 21 kills in 1 scrim. Yeah. So someone can go off and do an amazing amount. And speaking of that, we're taking a little bit of a different interview track tonight. We're gonna ask 2 different IGLs the same question and see what answers we get for interviews 1 and 2. We're gonna talk to Artemis from Misfire. We're gonna talk to C-Dub in between 2 and 3. And and the question is, you have a squad of 5 or 6, 7 people, right? And some people can only play 1 or 2 matches. You have to try to make your squad for an upcoming scrim. Say tonight, 4 matches. You've got some people that can only play 1 or 2, and you have to kind of rotate people around. How do you get the best team in there and build synergy when you have multiple players and multiple different availabilities of who can play? But you still want to have the best 4 players out there. So how do you kind of mix the balance up? Plus, you don't want to alienate people and want to quit because they're not getting any turns. So how do you, when you have a rotation of 5, 6, 7 people, how do you get the best people in there yet still keep everybody happy? I think that's a problem that a lot of teams have when they have multiple members. Guys don't get enough reps, they feel hurt, and they go someplace else. So we're gonna ask that of Artemis and C-Dub in matches in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then I was actually. The Forgotten reached out to me and asked to come on to make some announcements in between matches 3 and 4. So they're going to come on. The team from the Forgotten are going to come on and talk to us, make a couple of announcements about the Forgotten and their future between matches 3 and 4. So we have a lot of good interviews. We have a lot of good excitement and a lot of money and prizes. Random are still up for grabs. It is far from over.
And we still have 3 more events after this one.
So we have some week. I mean, it's gonna matter.
A lot of movement can still happen. Yeah, a lot of movement.
Because you got to figure they have those 3 prize packages. Whatever, excuse me, 187 chooses, you still have to choose between the other 2. So it's really there's still a lot. Plus they have the cash 2 cash prizes plus. And next week we'll be. I think we're sending out, notify the teams who is eligible to vote for the most dangerous person in the lobby. And so we'll have those, and they'll be coming back. We'll probably send it out next week, beginning the votes in throughout the week, so we're ready on Monday to announce that during our the awards presentation next Monday.
Oh, nice. And of course, Monday's always that pre-show.
Monday's the pre-show with Duke, and you'll get all the official scores. Everything I'm telling you right now I could be off. Usually I might be off 1 or 2 here or there, but. We're usually pretty good, but we scrub it this weekend really, really well. Myself and Pikachu go over it this weekend, and then Monday C-Dub looks at it as a third eye, and he can find us a couple of mistakes. Usually the mistakes we do have is kind of like in the 40th or 50th place for who has more kills, this team and this team, but so we want to make sure every single number is right, especially when people have spent so much time and effort to participate in such a long season.
And he says that knowing full well, you guys, that he's keeping track of not only team stats but also individual stats as well.
Yeah, so we've had
it's a lot of work. A lot of work goes into this.
And if you're on Random's stream tomorrow, you might want to get ready. This is gonna be something you might want to figure out. Let me get the most up-to-date numbers for how many people we've had participate and how many teams. So random, the number now after 7 weeks, not including tonight, obviously, but we have had. Goodness, you have to scroll down this Excel spreadsheet pretty far now. We have had a total of 68 teams, different teams, and we've had a total of scrolling, still going down.
Teams.
68 teams and a grand total of 458 individual players.
458 unique
different
players,
unique players have jumped in here and put their 2 cents in there, tried their best. So we still have a week left, but so we've had a lot of people come in here, a lot of teams, a lot of excitement, a lot of great times.
Some teams I'm not familiar with. Let's see, maybe there's just some other teams that decided to change their names. I see Bounty Seekers, Team 14, Quack Flu, Team 15, Energy Gaming. Not too familiar with them.
They're a new team. We interviewed them. They're a newer team that's come in.
Unzipped. I'm not too familiar. But other than that, I mean, everyone else is a familiar here.
It's really kind of like two groups. We've seen teams that are getting ready for next year. Like we talked to energy teams, I think last week, and they kind of came into the season late. But enjoy the concept of it. So they're kind of like using this season 1 as their preseason for season 2, and they want to really be part of season 2 and do as well as they can. A lot of teams we've seen here, kind of like the Dream Thrashers or like Bounty Seekers, is a lot of teams that are like a lot of teams almost like JJTC, teams that are kind of like the subs for other teams that are kind of working
Subs
together.
United.
If there is like an opening, they'll come in here and so they can get some reps and get ready for either their own teams or for to kind of maybe it's like a tryout for everybody. You can say you go try out, but if you could do well on one of these scrims, kind of cut your highlights from the video on demand, send it out to different teams. Say, listen, this is what I'm offering. Do you have any openings?
See. Oh, okay. I was thinking, wait, do we have a new lineup for the OUTcast Alpha group?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the amount of teams, and I tell you what, one thing I've seen is, and you're gonna see a lot of it with like some people's like tags. You're gonna see some tags kind of changing because I think as the season is coming to an end, and I think that some teams are. I don't want to say poaching because that's not the right word, but improving their team with players that they think are of high quality.
There you go.
I mean, if you look down in Team 9, if you see Marshy, one of the better team, the guy who is currently, let me get my cherry topper popper list right up here.
Oh yeah, I see that tag.
If you see the tag, I mean, that team,
okay.
that guy is currently in 8th place overall, and the cherry topper popper has a 187 tag in front of his name. So
you're saying that Pickford's list right now, like the top 20 individual players, is like valuable right now.
Yeah. I'm saying, yes, and I know that they've used these scrims have been used by a lot of teams. I mean, really, this entire scrims. If you look at the backstory, it's pretty much. It started with Drop, and then Drop broke up, and then became the Broham Elites, and the Broham Elites broke up and became the Dream Killers. And now the Dream Killers are kind of, they're being kind of,
we got our own
ravaged,
like our drama TVs,
like
man. Those afternoon drama shows. We got our own version right here with the.
And it's really been going through the entire season, from team to team to team. It destroyed Drop. Drop left. Drop usually have 2 teams in these scrims, and now they have 0. Yeah. They've been destroyed. Broham still, I think. Broham used to have one. Maybe they're not in tonight. They were in earlier this week, but Broham's not in here tonight. So, I mean, it's the damage, the horror, the drama has been done to team from team to team to team, random. But then, you know what? From their ashes become stronger teams. And now we still have a little bit of Dream Killers, but if they're already going to, if 187's already coming here and taking it up, I mean, who else is going to be? Once they smell blood in the water, I mean, a guy like Sarge, high quality player.
Yep.
Junie, high quality. Stardust, Miami OS. Those guys are all great players. So if they say, oh, if 187 can get Marshy, I wonder if 187 is going after other players, or if other teams are going to be going after some of those dream killer teams, because they have a lot of really good players.
It looks like United Front's gonna be short 2 people. Let's see. Let's take a look at everything else. Team Genesis. Oh, there we go. So they are gonna be short a couple of people, unless they got booted in that amount of time.
One thing I've noticed is actually, if you look at through the season, we've averaged more players in the second match than the first match.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I've noticed that too, actually, on Fridays. It's like, I don't know, maybe people forget.
Maybe it's just
maybe they have that hot date that they gotta get ready for.
You remember that? Vulcan, and he was back by the second match.
He was back by the second match. Like, damn, that's never a good thing.
Oh, it's hurtful.
Sorry, Vulcan. Totally messing with you, man. Let me turn off this music.
So what we have is, and now that a lot of teams are also, I know for us with JJTC, Mustfire's goal is to have 2 competitive teams in here next season. We're gonna be splitting up the team we have now and really having 2 teams. I know a lot of teams are looking at that also. So we're gonna see really the only team that's really been successful at having 2 teams consistently through the whole season is Menafor.
I was about to say that. Menafor, I think I've seen
Menafor and Hombres de Cuatro, their Spanish team. Everyone else has kind of either had them fall away or had some
except for the OUTcast,
drama.
The OUTcast group. There's always been 3
OUTcast, yeah. But I mean, with Bravo and Charlie, I mean, come on, let's go.
Maybe
I mean,
Bravo
it's really.
you know what? Is it bad that I always want to see Bravo and Charlie fight it off with each other?
I just want to see Bravo and Charlie
but you know what? I don't see Charlie here today. Charlie's not here. In fact,
maybe they couldn't pull because the way it works is obviously Alpha fills up first, and then Bravo fills up second, and then whoever's left fills up Charlie. Maybe they didn't have enough players to finish the Charlie team and give that up to United Front.
Poor Sunset left by himself. Let's see, maybe he can win this for United Front. So let's take a look at the flight path. Starting off towards the west end of Military Base Island, heading in a diagonal northeast. Not a very good flight path, actually.
No.
But I do see quite a few teams already jumping at military. We have, of course, the Forgotten. I see Misfire. I want to say they want to potentially float towards over their ferry pier. Maybe I do see them.
They're going to go to Quarry, most likely. Or try to get try to get to ferry pier, then get a vehicle from there. The Forgotten, they've begun that process of dropping military now. Dead center military. And with 10 HP doing the outside and DK doing over by Novo.
Okay, so they're looting in peace, at least in the meantime. We do have 2 teams heading towards Pachinki. That is Quack Flu and DXD. That's probably going to potentially be a little hot job. We have Outcast Charlie just east of, actually between Pachinki and Farm. Quite a few teams dropping off around this Rozhok school area. In fact, I do see 2 teams inside here. True Esports.
It's gonna be back. It's gonna be looking for vehicles.
Yeah.
Not gonna find them.
They're not gonna find them. Quite a few teams. No, only 2 teams, and it looks like it's Team 24. One of the newer teams that I've seen today. I guess they don't know that territory belongs to the Woo. We'll see.
Everyone knows that Yasnaya belongs to the Woo.
Yeah, every team that's been playing these knows that territory
what's surprising is that 187 doing that spread looting. This is every time we see 187 have problems, random. It's because they spread too far out. But it looks like they're all by themselves. Maybe if Team 25, the Zoo team, can get looted up and rotate out of there, they can run into maybe Blaze or Ginger and do some damage early. Because if 187's allowed.
Already some action in Pachinki, thirsty as well. So they drop. You know what? Who's the team that? Oh, Hacks normally joins. Where's Hacks at?
Hacks has been having. Maybe they haven't because Hacks has been having some difficulties too. I mean, I've heard some rumors about Hacks and some other teams maybe getting together, but I don't really should be in here. I mean, I hope if they're not in here, that's gonna be a definite
blow.
This wide open.
Yeah, because I don't see them anywhere on this. I don't see them anywhere on the
Let me
list
double
of
check.
teams. Oh wait, team 21.
I'm about to say you almost about to
Yeah,
say
there
you got
they
me a
are.
little.
You know what? It's weird. It's because I'm so used to hacks going to Pachinki that when they do something different, it's like it boggles the mind a little bit. Sorry
But
about that.
I think the same thing happens when a player on the game runs into him. Like, what are you doing here? You don't belong here.
Yeah. So sorry about that. Hacks is in here. They're just not. They're normally like they're not normally 21st team 21.
Yeah.
I can tell you that much. So it was a little weird seeing them with that number. But not only that, just not seeing them at Pachinki. They normally do drop Pachinki. Dropped a little different. We also still have some action going down with team True Esports along with team Bounty Seekers. Right now, Bounty Seekers have lost one player and are currently about to get surrounded by teammate Jason right now, right above their building. He's the one that got the kill and the thirst. If they've been in this building, there cannot pretend that I mean, we've all looted these buildings in classics. Sometimes you can loot this entire building and maybe find one AR. So we'll see what these guys have. He has a.
This guy for what Team 24 is. Spaz OP used to be on OUTcast.
OUTcast,
Used to
yeah.
play for OUTcast. And it looks like top strikers did Jinjin Sinshin. I get into it.
And where's that at, Pickford? Oh, I see them. There you go. Let's go check that out.
School apartments
has been
or you don't know. Yeah. Up closer, yeah. Let's see what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. I think what happens with teams like top strikers versus a team that really doesn't know each other as well. Mm-hmm. The more organized squad usually has an advantage because they know how to play with each other. They know how to rotate without really talking.
Get that. That's why synergy is so important. Let's go back over to Pachinki because we might potentially see a squad wipe here. Aries has been knocked. Juicy knocked. Tassie's knocked for the opposite team. Here comes Shivam throwing some nades. Gets knocked himself. Mafia, he does get a knock with that nade, though. Mafia gets the knock on Killjoy. So right now, I think this is like a 1v1 situation with Quatch being the only member up right now. Where is he at?
I think you're right, yes.
He's getting the revive. He gets at least one member up. And
Shivam
does the smart thing.
Going to get Shivam.
Yeah, he gets the revive. If he would have had another nade, wow, that could have been the end for them. But unfortunately, Juicy does get killed, so this is now just a 2v3. Let's see if Mafia
pushed that by himself, and Shivam pulled back to heal. So Shivam needs to get in there and help out Mafia.
Oh, and down goes Mafia. They jump down to the bottom, get him through the door. Thurston.
Wow, and look at, and I mean, this D2 team, I mean, or whoever this team, I mean, Shivam did no services to his teammate. Literally got picked up and took off. And so now is beating feet out of town.
And it looks like that what you were talking about with 187 and Team Zoo. In fact, I think Team Zoo just got 2 members taken out, Jay and Mortal. So Reborn and
in that rotation, yeah.
And now they're moving into Team Hacks. That's like going from one team to another. And then they're gonna
take a left and you go into the woo.
They're gonna go. They got like all the top teams all around them. That's kind of, you gotta feel kind of bad for them right now, especially only being a 2-man squad now.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go check to see what's going on in school because we still do have Bounty Seekers and True Esports, and Bounty Seekers still in the same building. And they do have to worry about Dembasi, who's inside of school right now. I wonder if Dembasi, I'm pretty sure they're aware.
Kiro knows, yeah, but looking at Kiro. Kiro's got an eye out looking across.
Oh, yeah, Madara's over there watching as well. So they definitely know what's going on over there. Hacks is making their rotation. They might actually, there you go. Wow, so Trick gets one kill.
Blew him out of the vehicle.
I'm trying to switch over. Chow Mein is still alive for Team Zoo. He gets one knock. Thirst. At least gets the thirst. Very nice. Here comes 816 baby. And he gets knocked. He or she gets knocked.
Ooh, Chow Mein doing some damage at least. Not going down without a
thirst.
fight.
Yeah, not going down without a fight. Does have to heal up though. He's very, very hurt. Let's see if he can pull off this heal before he gets killed. Don't go back because that's another. And And down goes Chow Mein. Although he did take out half the squad, though, so very nicely down.
And now here comes the Wu.
Yeah,
the Wu,
of course.
Now the Wu's on the push
And of
here.
course,
They
look
smell
at
blood.
Trick right in the front of it, too. He knows. He wants these kills. He wants to solidify his lead. Although he's probably gonna remain first place.
Yeah, he'd have to like no show.
No show, and then some. Second place would have to have some breakout games.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, with one kill, he knows there's people here, and he wants those kills. That's what Trick said. Doesn't really care about his placement for his overall. He just wants the top fragger. That's what he told me when I was playing some Warzone with him. So, yeah, he got to goal, and you know what? He's accomplishing that goal as of right now.
But I tell you what, I think they're right on that edge for getting in the cash too. So he could really like Trick could get himself some money if he comes like 5th place. That's $40 plus $40 for top fragger plus another $10 for being on the All-Star team. That's it's what $90 right there, just for one person.
I mean, there's also that vote of who's the most dangerous.
Yeah,
player.
And that's another big prize.
It's not far-fetched to think that the person with the most kills is probably one of the players you don't want to run into. So 2 players. It looks like Shavam was doing some work, but Killjoy does get the kill. But unfortunately, Ares has been thirsted. Quatch now bleeding out, but they do have Pachinki all to themselves now. Let's go back over to apartment, see if there's any been progress. So Spaz OP has been knocked by Jason. I think it was Jason. Yeah, now here comes Jason. And here comes the push by This is a good push. They know they got 1. They know there's only 2 up. Down goes Ultimate. Run, Ghost, run! He has no helmet, poor guy. Jay White just blew up Hacks Max. So that's who is that? That's between
OUTcast
that was
Alpha.
OUTcast Alpha. They must have got him as they were rotating over there because there's too much separation right now between OUTcast Alpha and
there was
Hacks,
that rotation by shooting range.
All right, so let's go back now over to. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a push by the Wu. They got 1 knock. Now they know. Trick's already over here. He's already going. And here comes.
Don't take my kill. Don't you take my kill. Don't you take my kill.
Everyone's staying back too. Look at. Just watch. Hopefully he doesn't get. I mean, I don't know. This is a dangerous push because there is 2 of them.
Well, that's Jonica's job to pick up Trick if he gets knocked.
Tucky and Snuggles, they're like, they're out of here. They're trying to.
And look at like all of Wu on top of one building except for Trick pushed forward.
Yeah, I don't. That's
not my strat I would do, but hey,
Trick is a
real deal.
Very aggressive
Real
player.
deal is one who normally plays with Men of 4, so he's playing with the Wu tonight.
Snuggles, he can definitely upset it right now. Trick only has 1 kill, I think. Yeah, 1 kill right now. And losing Trick this early would be very bad for the Wu.
Yes, it would.
Here comes Real Deal. I mean, the rest of the team should start kind of moving inwards because it's a good separation right now. More than 100 meters between Trick and Real Deal. Here comes Jonica. U-turn. There is no vehicle, so they can't make their grand escape, unfortunately. Let's see if there's anything else going on in the meantime. Let's go check out Misfire. They're rotating right now, heading into zone, and I believe that is Men of 4 Bravo. Nope, they're just gonna drive right past. So no action there. 10 HP moving in. Outcast Bravo moving in as well to the zone. There we go. Trick has been knocked. But I think luckily for him, Real Deal is close enough. But I mean, he does have to cross now. This road, not a big cross, but definitely exposed out here. No kind of cover whatsoever. Here comes the smokes. He kind of tosses it a little too far. Hope that's not the only one. Here comes some nades. Junie has been knocked for Dream Killers, and down goes Junie, thirsted by Ghost. Where's that going on at? Let's see. Okay, I see that over there. And it looks like Trick. Look at that. Just like Pickford said, it's Jonika's job to pick up Trick. And there goes
That's
Tucky.
right.
So U-turn gets the knock on Tucky. This is going to be a push for sure by the Woo, especially now that they got Trick up. Let's go check out Snuggles. Here's the footsteps of Jonica. Oh, very nearly got knocked by that nade.
OUTcast Alpha push it into Yasnaya
Four.
themselves.
Oh no, that is Mena 4 versus JJTC. Looks like FP Kano have been knocked, and I think they've just wiped JJTC. Let's go back to the Woo and Snuggles and all them, and let's go check to see what's going on because they were trying to push, wasted a bunch.
Rolling
of
hospital.
This building is such a hard building to push because there's so many floors. I mean, there's only 3 floors, but still, I hate pushing.
There's so many rooms in each floor.
So many rooms, yeah. Although right now he did just kind of confirm that they were up on the top by getting damage with that nade. So they know at least one of them was up there. Jonica and U-turn both very nearly knocked. Tucky also needs to heal up. Here comes Trick. Oh! He got them both with the nade. What a nade. Very nicely done by Trick, increasing his kills to now 3 just in this round.
Wow.
Proving why.
And he's so good with those grenades.
Yeah, proving why. He made it bounce off the door frame, so it would bounce this to the right of him. Very nice, very nicely done. Also, I see OUTcast Alpha at the edge of Yasnaya,
Yes, right.
which is a little surprising to see. They know that the Woo like to head here. And also, look at 187 already nicely centered in this compound. In fact, they're almost dead center of this zone. Let's see if they get zone luck and don't have to move for a bit. I do see Team 15, Quatch, and Killjoy right across from the Forgotten. So definitely not a team you want to be 2v4 against right now. And we are going to have the Forgotten. Do you know which one?
Which one? What?
Which person are we going to be interviewing?
We're gonna be interviewing. Oh, from the Forgotten.
Yeah.
I gave access to all of them, so I said to all 4 of the members. So they said they all want to come on and make an announcement.
So Luigi, Blade, Gizmo, and Cal?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes. So they're going to come on and make it whatever. Hopefully it's not needs to be fired because I trust them to come on. But yeah, so they have a big announcement, and I think we've seen a lot of movement. So I wouldn't be. I have no idea, unofficially or officially what it is, but we'll see what it is when they come on here.
Maybe they're going to come on and announce that they're officially only going to concentrate on taking out 187 first every game.
That's our new goal.
That's their new goal. Or something like that.
And so we have a lot, though we have 19 teams left. It seems that there's still, because the zones have been pretty...
The zones haven't been any really dramatic changes in the zone.
Yeah,
right now.
and the teams have been able to get in there. I think now the really decision is going to go north or south of Roushawk River, Yasnaya Lake. Is it going to be up there? Because if it has a hard push to the north, I mean, a lot of teams are going to have to get across those bridges or go around the lake to get up into the top. But if it pushes down, it shouldn't be as difficult because there's less teams obviously north of the river than there is south.
We got some action going down between True Esports and
and there goes to stay south. So it should be pretty easy for teams to get rotated in here. It just depends on all these teams from the west coast. 19, 20, United. All these teams have to Genesis have to kind of push all the way in now. Are they going to be able to find spots, or all the spots going to be taken because the That has Nia Field, although it does have some new, unique contours. It's still a pretty open area.
Definitely not a good place to drive through too, especially on if you're having to do it on a clutch.
Exactly.
Blaze is getting just tagged up right now by Team 22 as he's trying to find a new place for his team. Not going to be able to take that vehicle, evidently. We have Team 20 as well driving past. Salsa driving by is on, nope, we're not going there. Going to have to be driving past Dream Killers as well. There it goes. He gets spun out. He's forced to jump out and just lay in the middle of the ground. That's not good because he does have OUTcast Bravo to his 210 south of him. And he is he's not a solo, but he is now solo by himself over here. He does have the rest of his teammates now pushing towards top strikers. Down one teammate because he's way over there.
Now as the zone begins to close,
very careful.
It's still the third going to the fourth zone, so it's not the most dangerous zone yet. You can still kind of live out there in the blue for a little while if you have to, but there is a lot of room, but you have to kind of know. It's gonna be hard to know to go to the east coast of the circle because teams have to rotate far around to get there. So it's not your initial idea on what to do. But if a team can push far out towards the mansion coming that way, you can find themselves a lot of open space to set up.
Now, NRG sack. The only ones. This should be a push by top strikers. They know they got 2 knocked. Right now they have the advantage of Salsa not even being here, so it's just literally sacked by himself, and down he goes. Knocked, thirsted, slime blat about to bleed out. Salsa now.
Energy gaming done.
He's gonna have to be living that shack life right now, because he's by himself. Let's go take a look at the rest of the teams. Teams in the red. Dream Killers right now.
See where these teams, it just seems like Misfire kind of holding that compound on the edge. OUTcast Bravo holding top strikers. So when the Embassy, True Esports, and the Forgotten rotate in, if they try to rush one of these compounds, they're going to find themselves in probably a little bit of trouble.
Men 4 pushing past the Wu. Probably not a good team to be driving past when they're fully aware. They're able to get past with just a few shots fired towards them. FP very nearly knocked. Would have been bad if he would have got knocked. He's the driver. They're gonna have to make their way and find their way home. I would probably take that house. I just noticed
making a huge
alive.
rotation. Pretty much going right through the center of the circle now, looking for a place
they don't know
to
where to go.
home.
Just drive around into the new zone forms, and then you know where to go. Maybe that's what they're doing. The zone is starting to come in, so let's go check out Quatch as he makes his way into zone. Gonna be heading right towards OUTcast Bravo right now. Let's see if they take some shots. And now gonna be heading towards Salsa. Let's see if Salsa takes shots.
Now Killjoy is running right into the Forgotten on the edge of the zone.
And now Quatch heading towards Men of 4. Poor guy. Everywhere he goes, there's people there. Finds himself a nice little shack and.
Oh wow! And the circle goes straight north. So look at all those teams to the south
and
right
look
now.
Alpha right now. OUTcast Alpha's yeah. OP.
Exactly. And I'll tell you what, this is
the
most dangerous part. This fifth going into the 6th zone.
Especially with so many teams having to move upwards like this.
To nowhere. Where are they rotating to?
There's empty fields right there. Right now.
Exactly. So I
mean,
see a lot of
I don't know
because
they're technically it's empty fields, but they did, like you said, they did upgrade it. There is some new craters there. There is some busted vehicles, cover. But right now, look at that. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking I would take this sniper tower exactly where OUTcast Alpha is. It's like they read my mind going directly to that sniper
out
tower.
there, yeah. At least
Let's
Brownie
see what
did.
187 does. Now they're all pushing up. Well, I don't know. They're potentially. I mean, that might be a good split right there. We'll see. With C-Dub and Gold kind of protecting their north side. I mean, right now, all the competition is completely south of them right now.
Everyone's trying to make it up now.
And this is where these shifts get really hard. We got Misfire driving past Salsa.
Artemis gets out. They subbed it. I think he probably heard footsteps and drove by.
also have Men of 4 here. Here comes Green to get the knock on those two. No, gets knocked himself. Very nicely done by Artemis. And here comes the nades by Men of 4. Artemis has been knocked. Ghost knock for tops. There's 3 teams right now on this hill. Such a deadly hill. Ghost has been knocked. Fat Boy, I'm not sure if Fat Boy's knocked or he's just hurt. No, he's just hurt. He's about to get that heal off. Artemis is still knocked right now, though. This is not a good situation, especially for Team 16. They're kind of sandwiched right now between Misfire and top strikers. So Men of 4 not in a good position. Let's see if Misfire has any nades to toss up there. There goes Greedy getting knocked. Either that or the kill feed's just barely catching up, I think. I think that's what it was. The kill feed was just barely catching up. And look at that, as if 187 doesn't need any more help. They have the PUBG gods have decided to give them a drop right next to them with an MK.
And now you have Men of 4 just trapped in that no man's land between top strikers and Misfire. Just run right through. So that's just gonna help Misfire keep them in that little corner gully. Though they have 187 black to their
Men
right.
of 4 is. Men of 4 Team 16 is done, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they got caught right between top strikers and Misfire. It was just like they had no chance. But Misfire now trying to set up their vehicle, trying to figure out where they're gonna go next, rotating away from 187 Black's line of fire, because that's obviously you don't want to have them have even the opportunity to shoot it because they don't miss.
So 187 perfectly positioned in the zone right now. Everyone's gonna have to.
Oh my goodness!
Although they are gonna have to protect. I mean, there's a lot of teams down here. I'm assuming the north side's about to get a little.
And look at Ghost Really Elite just get crushed by the zone slash. And look at the Forgotten
Quatch
way out there in the zone, trying to get into the zone, but with no vehicle. Just running into the zone.
There is a UAS they see right there. They see the UAS. Sunset's still alive somehow, and he's just chilling in the bush right now. If they can make it in, they can
really do some damage to Sunset and to come right up behind Misfire and do some damage.
And down goes
Cal. That thirst.
Very fortunate he saw him, because if not, if Sunset would have turned around, it would have been different. Down goes Killer, wrestling. And he gets it with the drop shot, then gets finished off by Blaze. So down goes top strikers after they just themselves. 10 HP getting completely hammered right now by Misfire. Yeah, they're at the. They're not even in the zone either. You gotta worry about the Forgotten though. That's just a little south to them, so they cannot lose track of those guys down there.
And these guys are gonna come up right above that hill and can do some real damage to Misfire. They're healing up right now, most likely, get themselves ready, get themselves in the same plan. Okay, trying to make sure that they don't shoot the same person. They shoot two different people, so they both get a knock.
And Chemo did not notice Trick right there. There we go. And this is where Trick is gonna start. Just there you go. Gets a knock on Titan Jin, just working his nades.
And look, Zone's gonna push 10 HP, or he's pushing to the zone now. Okay, they're decided to push the zone right now. They're gonna go right at DK.
Let's see the zone push. Down goes Artemis. Vulcan knocked, and down goes Star Nips. Sarge took off, and now he's back.
Sarge's like, no, come back. Marshy.
This might not be a good thing, though. And down goes Misfire. Sarge, I don't know if he's going to be able to get the revive on Star Nips. He's going to have to get that vehicle and get some cover. Gizmo has been knocked. Blade and Luigi now the only ones left for the Forgotten.
The problem with OUTcast Alpha, a lot of these teams are like building compounds outside of the zone, so they're going to have to move closer. The problem with OUTcast Alpha and with 187 is their compounds they've built are not in the zone.
Yeah. They've enjoyed the zone for too long, said the PUBG.
So they've got themselves a little bit of like if you look at OUTcast's little compound, it's very well created, well designed, but it's only going to be for another 45 seconds. They're going to have to move forward.
I swear, every time we have a finish right here, particularly in this spot, I feel like the Wu always get this side. I think they like.
Well,
this
I think
side.
it's because they come down from
Yeah,
Yasnaya, most
yeah,
likely. So
yeah.
they've had that like the eastern side, and this is where kind of this is where Trick does his thing. This mid range like hip fire like skill that he has, where he can just put rounds on people, very very easily. Give himself quite a few kills. And no, with this being the 6th zone, there's no farting around with being inside the zone. You gotta be quick and move as soon as the zone starts moving on you.
Okay, go look at Team 13 or Nakido. He has complete shots on OUTcast. He's about to get desperate because the zone's coming in. He could potentially.
He's got to move now. Well, he can get up and move and run. He doesn't need to do this. I don't understand why he's not moving like running forward. I don't think they're gonna really see him if he at least low runs.
And 187, and OUTcast Alpha meet. Down goes
There he goes.
Ginger. Gold now the only one left. Here comes the nade, and that nade's probably gonna seal the deal for at least Jay White. No, does not. And here comes, there's just no way.
Hero started running before the health was completed. He canceled it and ended up dying because of it.
And down goes Gold. Look at how the cars just surround this hay barrel. Down goes OUTcast Alpha. Let's go back over to the Wu fighting off against Team 11 Genesis.
Team Genesis is a team out of Jamaica, team that we interviewed last week. This is another one of those teams that kind of found out about these scrims late random and was using the beginning of the season as a preseason for next season, where they're going to try to hit all the events and really put themselves in a position to be successful. Because since they've come in here, they've been top 10 pretty much every time, with only a few little minor missteps.
I mean, right now currently at least top 4 in this one round, so pretty decent. They've been no kills though. They have survived. They show they can survive. Down goes Real Deal, getting knocked by Wiz, but then Wiz gets knocked himself. Trick kind of like slowly creeping up. Titan Jin now knocked. U-turn getting knocked. Real Deal has been knocked as well, so they gotta be careful with Trick in that.
And once again, everybody's got to get into that zone. You know, they're all staying. And at least 187. I give them credit. They're deploying those smokes early, so they'll be fully formed when they have to run in. And that's why they're able to push in and get some space in this new zone.
And down goes Titan Jin. Wiz still alive, but very very hurt. And down goes the rest of Genesis, taken out by the Wu. We're down to just 3 teams. Dream Killers, the Wu, and 187.
I was just so surprised. All of them top 5 teams.
So Star Nips is definitely the X factor in all this, because he's the only one left from Dream Killers, and he's on this side with the Wu.
If I was Startups, aka Mommy iOS, I would keep my head down and let these guys go at it and try to maybe. Oh no, U-turn saw him and took him out. So this is an epic battle. I mean, this is like, I mean, I don't know what I don't know who I'd less want to see in this thing, 187 or the Wu. Obviously, it depends on what Trick can do. But as U-turn goes down early.
And here comes the zone. I'm not sure if Real Deal and U-turn are in zone, so they're gonna have to hurry up. Down goes Trick, so this has definitely now changed. Plays it just changed again with Plays getting knocked now. Twix is
just
doing
Twix
the
is it looks like Twix is the blue. I don't know why Twix is still in the blue like that. That's bad form. It looks like the Wu did it.
What happened, Twix? I thought Twix was like doing the heal off or something, but
Twix was in the blue, like trying to heal or something. I don't know why Twix didn't push forward, and to get in out of the zone because he was doing a heel off, and then the only person that was in the center was Blaze. That Blaze got caught up by Real Deal and Jonica and was able to be finished off. So the Woo winning that 4v4 against 187 early in the first match, with the Woo coming in first place with Trick getting 4 kills. I mean, 4
8
kills, that's usually
kills
great
total.
for me for a whole season, but for him, he's probably
He's
disappointed with
probably
only
disappointed with himself that he didn't get more. Yeah, exactly.
exactly. And then 187 up there, right in second place with 12 kills. Dream Killers coming in third place with 8 kills. Genesis with only 3 members coming in and fourth with no kills, so they might move down because of some of these teams behind them if they have a lot of kills. Outcast Alpha is fifth place with 2 kills. The Forgotten with 5 kills in sixth place, and the Embassy in seventh place with uh, 4 kills and 10 HP in eighth place with 0 kills. So I don't think that any of these teams were really dominant, and so the score should be closer than not going into the second out of 4 matches. So with that said, I know that we're gonna have some
Commercial break.
a commercial, and then after that, I will hopefully have Artemis in here for our first interview. A little kind of question IGL question of the night to two of the IGLs that I respect the most, and see what they say, what their opinions are.
All right, let's go ahead and play these commercials, and then we'll get back to Pickford and Artemis. Let's go ahead and get in this Artemis.
Outstanding. So I'm obviously very, very happy to welcome my personal IGL when I play competitively for Misfire Aries, and that is Artemis. So thank you very much, Artie, for giving us a little bit of your time.
What's up, you sexy beasts?
And you think that I know a lot about this game? When I play competitively, I fall under Artemis's team. I follow my rules. I do what I'm told, and I think that's very important. But Artemis, I'm going to give you a scenario, and I want you to tell me, as an IGL with a ton of experience, how you're going to handle it. All right?
Okay.
So you have 7 players, all of them, some of them better than others, but you have 7 quality players to form a squad, a competitive squad for a season. Each one has their own little bit of issues now and then. Some can't make it on this date. Some can't make it on that date. Some can only play one match because their battery has issues, or they can't stay up too late or whatever. How do you form a squad to take on for an entire season, not just for 1 or 2 matches, but for an entire season, when you have 6 or 7 people, and each one of those people has different availabilities, different abilities to play the matches. You can't just have all four and play the same four guys play all four matches. You have to kind of rotate all seven in based on their needs. How do you balance having synergy with having like seven starters or seven players?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily. There's probably a huge balance. I mean, it's going to be a lot of trial and error. I mean, a lot of it is, getting as many games with the guys, regardless if I'm in there or not, making sure that they're getting games, okay? And then these two work better with these two and trying to figure out what's everybody's strengths, okay? What do they need to work on? Like I'm not going to put, four people who all they do is snipe and can't do any, CQC stuff, so it's a lot of work on my end to make sure I get all kinds of matches with everybody, kind of figure out, where I need to go with it, what direction, and then ultimately, it's the other guys taking it upon themselves to get matches with each other as well, even if I can't be there.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of approach it as if it was, like a basketball team. We're going to figure out who's the point guard. We're going to figure out who's the center, forward, and then from there we can establish, what I would say our primary four that would, if everybody's available, we can do it. Great. And then we're going to work from there. Okay. So who would be next in line? Who would be next in line type deal. And a lot of it too, for me, like, I'm very synergy based. If two people really don't get along with each other and they're always down each other's throats, I'm probably going to do a situation where they're not going to be playing very much with each other. If another guy comes up, bam, they get along great. They're clicking in the game. They're working off of each other. I'm more likely going to play them two together as opposed to the other guy. They're at each other's throats all game. But it's a lot of trial and error.
Now, how do you obviously, as you know, being an IGL with a bunch of guys over a long amount of time, you're not just dealing with in-game stress. You're dealing with emotions, hurt feelings. How do you deal with maybe a guy who comes up to you and is like, you know what, Artie, I want to play. I'm never getting in. I'm never getting in. I want to play, but you never put me in. And they start getting like, a little butt hurt, a little sensitive. Put me in, coach. How do you balance, trying to balance what's best for the overall team and trying to get people opportunities to get in there in competitive matches?
Sure. I mean, I would before we get rolling, there's new people coming in. I make it very clear that I am not a babysitter. I'm not going to babysit you. I'm not going to call to you. If there's certain aspects of the game that you need help with, reach out to me. We'll hop into classic. We'll hop in the training room. We'll figure out how, what you're struggling in to get to the point that, your game starts getting better to the point that we notice that, okay, bam, we're going to bring this guy in, and I mean, I'm a pretty blunt guy. I'm very straightforward. I'm not going to beat around the bush per se, and I'll keep your feelings in mind, but at the same time, I'm going to be really straight up and really honest with you. If you don't have it, you don't have it. Let's figure out, what you need to practice on. Let's go practice to get you to the point that, you could be in that starting four.
One thing that I think that you do already, and that I like is I like to know when I'm playing what my role is. So usually, when I play with Artie, I'm not a sniper. I'm not really gonna do that. What I do is I'm gonna be the guy that's I want to be like that solid utility player, picking people up, having people's back, not being out of position when I don't need to be, not making a mistake, not being that one that overflanks, being that solid player. That's what I try to do. And that's what and Artie lets me know that's what's expected of me. So then I don't try to do something that's not in my power lane to try to do something I can't do. I'm say I go in there. If we're in a defensive position, I pick my defensive position. I tell him where I can see. I can see from here to here. This is what I can see, Artie, and I just flow information into him so he can make a decision. That's my job. That's what I try to do. Artie has his job. Everyone has his job. And I think that some IGLs don't articulate what they expect from the players beforehand. So these players try to do a little bit of everything. I think it's better if they kind of like I said, with you, one thing I think that I like being playing under your IGL is you let everyone know what their job is and what you expect of them. And if they do that and you do yours, it works very well, I guess.
Sure. I mean, and of course, it's a lot of trial and error. It's getting a lot of games in to figure out who on your team has these strengths and then what they need to work on. I can speak for Misfire, at least the team that IGL, is that we do better knowing exactly what is expected of them in every situation. Okay, this is where we're dropping. This is the exact rotation we're going to do. No matter if somebody's in that compound or not, we'll crash it and we'll fight for it. My team seems to strive is just like, here's a blueprint of everything we're going to do up until a certain point, up until like the third, maybe fourth circle. Other than that, it's trying to gather as much information from the guys as I can get and figuring out, where we need to rotate, where we need to stop at, do we need to ride the blue in?
Here we go.
So,
and stuff like
well,
that.
I know that this game started, so I could talk to you about this already for another hour, but I know you had to get in there and lead our team to success in this match too. So good luck.
I'm gonna give her hell.
And thank you very much. And Random, what we're gonna do is when C-Dub comes in,
guys.
And after the next match, we're gonna ask him the same exact question, and see what happens. We kind of used this format on Wednesday where we asked, we had Clown come on and we had Sarge come on, and pretty much asked them, how did you become such a great fragger?
Okay.
That was the question, and
I'm sure one of their answers was that Random taught him how. I'm sure.
Oh, that's what they got the book, How to Frag by Random, available on Amazon. But actually the answers were very, very simple. They were: find a layout that is good for you, that you can use as many figures as you can comfortably, and then once you figure that out, always be working on your sensitivities and try to make them as sensitive as possible while you still have control. So it was real big on layouts and sensitivity was for both their answers. If you can't do 10 finger, don't do 10 finger. If you can't do 9 or 8 or 7 or 6 or 5, whatever you can find yourselves, and then spend time practicing on it. Don't just give up after 2 weeks because it doesn't feel comfortable because you saw, Rolex doing it.
Even most people are always changing something. Usually, like, you finally get tired of something, so you'll change just a little bit, or maybe you will go adjust your sensitivity. I'm always constantly adjusting my sensitivities as well, and I've been playing.
So that was kind of like it was the theme that ran through both theirs. So it actually helped me out a lot because,
by the way,
I know that a lot of people go from 2 finger to 3 finger to 4 finger, and you have to stay with it because it's never going to be comfortable right off the bat. You got to kind of until you get that muscle memory where you know everything is at. It's gonna be tough.
Now, like for me, so I started with the phone. I was just a thumbs player. I went to iPad, started using 4 fingers, and now when I play on my phone, I have to play with 4 fingers because that's just now how I got used to it. So I had to figure.
And I remember. I mean, if you watch, obviously, if you're watching Random's games for a while, I remember when you went to that and you were transitioning to 4 fingers and on stream, and playing with it, and you were talking about the difficulties. This is man, and you'd make maybe simple mistakes because you thought something was so much, but now. I think, especially your sniping has really gotten bolt action sniping is really on, especially out of smoke. When you fire out of smoke, it's really you've got really good at that.
Thank you, appreciate it. As I said, this flight path wasn't very good.
So remember that, viewers. How did Pickford? What part of RandomX's game did Pickford compliment? Answer would be his bolt action sniping.
Only his bolt action sniping.
The rest of him is terrible. He's complete trash. But
best driver NA right here, okay? Don't let no one tell you otherwise, all right? All right, so, look at this. So we have 3 teams inside Picado right now. I was expecting the Woo here. These other teams, these are some, I think these are the teams that some newer teams
we don't come around very often.
Yeah, so
they don't know, they haven't gotten the word, and this is what happens. As you know, this is what happens.
This is what happens.
Teams don't get the word, and they end up rolling into the Woo. But with 2 teams in here, the Woo's has more angles to cover. Can the Woo take out both these teams, or without getting really destroyed, or how much damage are they going to take?
Twix, I believe, is either AFK or no, it just floated must have been AFK, leaving 187 black with only 2 members over here. Right now, going to be sandwiched between OUTcast Alpha and Hacks, and they're already down 1 player, so this is not good. I did see some action, I believe, with JJTC and Team 24. Damn it, let me go back to.
Where did they?
Let me go back to my.
This is a very unique circle
Unzip.
for Miramar. Usually don't have one
Oh,
pushed
yeah.
off the west coast
Oh
like
wow,
that.
okay. Imagine it ending all the way in the west side. That'd be pretty neat.
I would like that. But yeah, you got a lot of teams up there
That'd be
fighting.
interesting.
JJTF, the Team 24, Team 23, and Team 22. So yeah, you have the JJTC going at it.
In fact, let's go back over to JJTC. They did get a knock on 816 Baby. Now Fish has been knocked. I mean, these guys are just like right now. This guy has nothing. Puddles has a pistol. I think he was. No, he has ARs.
Let's
And
see what
Tucky,
and
nothing.
Ace can do from up there. Because if they can rain down some bullets, they can do some real damage from up there.
This is sad for Fish. Let's see.
Poor Fish.
Well, right now he does have a little bit of backup.
Oko didn't even get this much. Look was already dead. He didn't even get this far in the game.
And Tucky finds a deagle inside the shack. Down goes Fish. I mean, they could not have not had that much time.
What does Ace and Ace has? Does he have anything at all?
Okay, so they're pushing out, and I believe we just had Team 20, who was also just a duo, taken out by Ghost Melee Elite inside of power plant or water. Yeah, power grid. I'm sorry. Team 10 actually took off from Pachinki. The heck, Picado, and
got out of dodge. That's
yeah.
smart. Yes.
This
is the moves here.
Let's go to Puerto Pariaso, where we have Men of 4 and the Forgotten.
And if you're in Chumacera, you're wrong. Because the Dream Killer's already there, plus that place is terrible. Look at Misfire almost in Chumacera themselves.
They know that you don't like that place, so they're like, nah, let's go.
They don't listen. It hurts me sometimes, I'm not going to lie. Hurts my feelings just a little bit.
Let's go to Pickford's favorite place, proceeds to go to Chumacera. Team 14, Team 8, definitely. Oh, look at wait. No, I was gonna try to get the world's biggest M16. F.
Well, your collection's still growing.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a variety of guns and gun skins. So I have a lot of M4s, obviously, because you know the M4 is the most popular AR there is. I think I got a what is it called? A QBZ. I don't do Vikendi enough to get fortunate to get any of the guns. I think I got a Uzi the other day, a Tommy, an AK. I have quite a few, but I don't have the whole lineup. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there's this glitch sometimes where I go spectate and then the gun ends up being like this ginormous thing in the land, right? And I like to take a screen. I'm getting a collection of screenshots.
For thumbnails, right?
Yeah. Well,
I think that's so smart.
Because if you try to get a gun,
so high def.
So if you try to get like a gun, like for instance this guy right here, right, for Ghost for Team 14, and then you try to blow it up, it's gonna look all pixelated and ugly. But if you already have a huge ass gun, then when you go shrink it, it's not gonna get pixelated because you're shrinking.
200 IQ play right this guy. This guy's been streaming for a minute.
So other people see glitch, I'm like, that's opportunity right there. That's how I got my dancing bunny all in black, because there was this weird glitch where everything in the lobby was in completely black, and so it was just my character right there, and I got it to do dances and stuff, and that way I was able to just crop everything out, so it's just a dancing bunny in the background. It's pretty cool. So it's little glitches like that are okay, I guess, sometimes. And down goes the Forgotten, killed by Men of 4, completely wiped. Men of 4 not even getting knocked right here.
Wow, the guy did well in that first match with sixth place with 5 kills. So they did well, but obviously not following it up with a very strong match in number 2. And look at now with the 187 ran into Outcast Alpha, took out Gold, and now look at they've Brownie and C-Dub completely separated. Not even close to each other.
C-Dub trying to get to the main road. This is very, I mean, everyone, as C-Dub knows, as he's rolling around in the Murado, driving around in Miramar in the not in the roads it's tough, right? So, although with 187 Blaze just down the road, this might not be a good thing for C-Dub right now. It all depends if they meet up. Jonica gets a knock on someone, so let's go back over to
Quatch.
Down goes Quatch, and Team 15 is gonna learn that the Wu call Picado their home. Yeah.
It's like Wu-Tang Clan. Ain't nothing to,
Trick is trying to get a knock. I gotta give him credit for that. He's trying to get a knock. He tried to get it with the crossbow. He did all that damage, and he left him with like 5%. Finished him off with those. Down goes Aries. Jonica gets knocked though, trying to get the thirst, and Quatch should get knocked right there. Down goes Quatch. So horse meat, as funny of a name as it is, by himself. And here comes Trick finishing it off. They learn right away that the Wu Picado belongs to them. GG's.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to F with.
And we have Team Hacks now driving past Star Nips. You taking some shots. I mean, this vehicle being driven by Max right now is already missing a tire. I don't know, maybe that's the key to stabilizing these things. Just, I hate driving these things. The truck and this one, once you go full speed and any little movement you do, that thing just goes all over the place. I hate it.
And now you have Misfire kind of knowing where Dream Killers. I don't know if Dream Killers knows where Misfire is. Looks like Zozu's actually dropping shots on that vehicle.
Let's go check out Sarge. Getting his nice little green bus up on that hill. This east side potentially could get pretty packed right now because we still do have Team Genesis here. We have
you have OUTcast Bravo, 10 HP.
Yeah, and we still got
the top strikers and Team 16 all have to push in.
I mean, the worst case scenario for this next zone would probably be like a northwest shift all the way towards like El Pozo.
I think it's gonna push in from the west, from outside the zone back into the zone.
I mean, that's worst case scenario for everyone. That's best case scenario for content. And here we worry about both. Okay. Oh, look at it. We got who is that? Zozu. Zozu has no head right now. So if Zozu wants to get a clip of him with no
noggin.
No noggin. There you go. That way he can't get shot, right? If you have no head, you can't get headshotted. Okay,
that sounds like
fact.
A fact. That sounds like true news.
I've always wondered, and I want to test it. So I don't know if you guys seen that big white teddy bear. It's like it has a huge head. I want to see if, because it's just a mask, right? But if you shoot like at the very tip of it on the top, will it do damage, or do you have to shoot where the head would be? Because then, if that's the case, then I like to wear the bunny ears, right? The bunny head, the season 2 one.
I have your answer.
If if someone shoots me in the ears, does it do damage? Pickford says he has the answer.
Because this came up with that question and the different sizes of the male and female characters. And they said that the hitboxes are always equal on every player, regardless of what you're wearing. Whether it's whether you're in the Sasquatch outfit or some with a big head, or you're a female character which is smaller than the male character, that the hit area is equal to all players, regardless of what you're wearing or what gender you are.
I feel like that's, I don't know, because I've seen, like, especially with the Sasquatch, that Yeti inside that thing's so wide that it's really hard to take cover behind like a narrow tree or something. And their shoulders are usually always sticking out. They have a small head, so they got that going for them, I guess. But that teddy bear, that white teddy bear, that thing has a huge head.
But this is also the same people that said this game is esport ready, so take it with a grain of salt.
Okay, so the zone did shift somewhat north. All these teams on the east side are gonna have to move in. We have some action going down with Genesis. True Esports takes one member out, at least one member out. And with very typical day driving through Miramar, trying to find those little pathways between.
I have
all
been
the
practicing by driving on Miramar off road, and what I've noticed is if you don't like go and boost it, and you take your foot off the gas whenever you go over like any type of bump, it is more
Responsive.
you are, yeah. You don't actually have as many mistakes. So I tried not to put the over like the turbo on, and then whenever you go over any type of bump, is just take your hand off the gas and put it back on when you're on flat road, and you will have a little bit more success. At least I have. 'Cause I used to just
What
blow
about
up
just
for
getting?
no reason.
I'd get stuck. Okay, I had this one classic match where I got stuck. Like I got our vehicle stuck like 2 or 3 times in the same match.
And I'm sure if you were playing with Lady and Mrs. Random, I'm sure they were very appreciative of it. I'm sure they didn't give you any bit of a hard time.
No, we have Team 24 rolling up on True Esports. Puddles, Tucky have been knocked. Snuggles and down goes Snuggles. I was about to say Snuggles and Baby, 816 Baby, the only ones left getting the revive right now on Puddles. And here comes True Esports. This is a definitely a good push. They've knocked 3.
All these teams on the East Coast, not only do they have to get in, they're dealing with the zone
goes
and
Pop
now
with
getting each other.
Snuggles is still knocked. Snuggles is probably going to bleed out unless they can somehow defend and take out all of True Esports. Down goes Deimos, and here comes Tucky. Tucky gets knocked trying to get that revive, so I'm not even sure if Puddles has any meds. No, Puddles right now, no meds. He's an easy knock. He get tapped. I always say this, but he could get tapped in the toe and he would get knocked. That's how.
There you go.
Puddles thirsted as well. So 816 Baby now the only one left versus. There he goes. I was about to say versus a whole True Esports. Not a good situation to be in. Down goes Team Unzipped. Finished off by True Esports. They've been kind of been a pain to some of these teams coming in from the east side. Now they're gonna have to finally move.
Still 19 teams total, still alive. So still a lot of work to be done to be scoring any points.
Yeah, with these Miramar, the Miramar map being so huge that it takes a while for teams to find each other sometimes. Unless
You
they
are right,
decide to
sir.
land. You always get these spots where a bunch of teams land there for no apparent reason other than they thought no one else was gonna land there. If you think no one else is gonna land there, probably people are going to land there because everyone's thinking the same thing.
The same thing.
You got a little bit of fighting going on between 187 and Hacks, but this is a long distance fight. Even if 187 would have got a knock or 2, they probably wouldn't have pushed just because this is what 300 meters.
The problem is when you do those long distance shots, you're letting everybody know where you're at.
Yeah,
If
that's
the
the
team
only
wants
thing.
to roll up on you. That's usually when you have problems. You're doing a long distance fight with somebody else, and a third team rolls
Like right
up
now,
on you. You're not
for
focused
instance,
on that.
Dream Killers, look
Exactly.
at their position. They're coming up. I'm pretty sure they heard those shots coming in from 187, so they are moving what appears to be
From the higher ground, trying to see if they get some eyeballs on them from
Oh,
above.
look at that. And I think Marshy definitely knows. He just got down and looked down there. He's definitely aware that there's somebody there. And let's see if we see any other action going on now. So we can go ahead and just watch this and see what happens with Marshy.
By the way, look where if you look up in the upper north east corner, you have 10 HP Goldie up there in the blue by about 4 kilometers, running.
Well,
I always love the guy who runs looking for health in the middle of the blue.
Well,
like,
in Goldie's defense, he's the only one left alive. So
just grabbing first aid bandages and drinks.
So yeah, so definitely Dream Killers. Out Panda has been knocked. Down goes Joker. Trick putting in some work again. Trying to get the thirst on Rubber Ducky before someone else gets him. Or not the thirst, I'm sorry, the kill, because Rubber Ducky now the only one left. And down goes Rubber Ducky. So Trick. 5 kills for Trick, 7 kills total for the Woo. And here comes the zone. Let's see where it favors. And look at that. It kept on pushing north.
Wow.
North,
Oh my
west.
goodness. This is where you got to push hard into El Pozo as fast as you can. If I'm one of these teams, I'm rushing into El Pozo as fast as I can. Try to get like right around
what
the
about
center
OUTcast
area.
Alpha? What would you do if you were currently
I'd push
in that
out.
spot?
If I was any of these teams, I would try to get into the like right in that compound right underneath the big E in El Pozo. Try to push it as fast as I can. Because you got to figure there's not going to be a lot of teams up on that side or that hill up to the left of El Pozo, the E. Try to get up there because you got to figure that no one's going to be coming from the northeast or the northwest corner, so that side should be relatively more open.
Mike.
Oh yeah, go. Good point, touche. But if I'm going to be pushed that as soon as possible.
We have Dream Killers going to be driving past right now, potentially OUTcast Alpha. Let's see. Everyone moving from the south right now, going straight up north. This terrain's not very nice to vehicles, so there's only certain routes you can take. And right now, with OUTcast being in the lead, in front of people, they're definitely. Let's see where they go. Maybe
they're gonna run into misfire at this little X in the road.
I think they're thinking exactly what you were saying. I don't know.
That's where I would go.
And that's exactly where they're going.
That is a
Pickford
smart
for OPIG.
200. See, told you.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not.
We have Team Dempsey pushing. Who is this? Team 17. Bravo. Down goes Ruthless. Thirsted as well. I want to say Alma Mont is the sole survivor. We'll see. No. They still have hope with hope. Although hope is... We can literally judge the distance of how far hope is, okay? Hope is 100 meters away. How far
hope
away?
Is 100 meters away. We
Sorry,
have
guys,
no hope. Yes,
puns.
we do. It's only 100 meters away.
And here comes the push by Dempsey. Potential push. Let's see how long Alma Mont can hold him up. Now, Alma Mont can just, like, potentially get up on the roof. And then, let's see. Yeah.
All these teams still on that East Coast all have to push in. It's going to get very, very tight in that southeast corner.
And Alma Mont just gets one knock. Unfortunately, knocked by Keto, about to be thirsted. And so there is hope. Oh, look at right here. I was about to get it. I wouldn't have been that impressed. Just another M4 anyways. So down goes Alma Mont. Finished off by Dempsey. And now Hope has to leave. Hope is gone, guys. Sorry. Dad jokes.
All hope is gone.
Oh, this should be interesting. We have the Woo rolling up on 187 Black right now. Just right underneath them. Let's see if 187 Black decides to stay here, though. Looks like they want to move away from here. Jay for Team Zoo has been knocked. Thirsted Chow Mein is now the only surviving member of Team Zoo. Here comes the zone. And it looks like Team Tree Sports is as they're now being forced to come in by the zone. This is at the third zone. You are starting to take a little bit more damage. Oh, look, let's go check out Goldie. Goldie's still alive and still has 3 health packs, so
Goldie's still driving.
It's
but look, the vehicle's stuck.
Okay, so the zone shifted. Wow, look at the crossroads right in the center of the zone. That's pretty interesting. Okay. Fat Boy has been knocked. And I believe, I'm not sure, the only one I see close by here is 187.
I think Vulcan's going to pick him up.
Blaze just got blown up by Wiz from Team Genesis, so Ginger and Twix now left by themselves. And we do have Misfire right here next to them, so it's still 18th place. It's not a good time for winning.
Yeah, you don't want to get knocked out now. Even though you've been in this match for almost 23 minutes, fighting very, very hard. You still have a lot more work to go to get into that. To get any points really.
I like the spot that Artemis has. This is such a sneaky spot. All you gotta do is just peek up a little bit, take shots, and then you lay down. Nobody can shoot you. And it just so happens to be right in zone. Although you do have hacks right across from you, so that's never a good thing. Down goes Vulcan. Blown up out of
the vehicle. I think. Oh, that's because
Fatboy gets the knock on Sway. Very nicely done. And here comes Zozu for the revive. I do see this is not gonna be good for
and the Woo right there too now.
They get their bus stuck just outside of the zone. They did get the knock on Zozu now. So 2 knocked. 4. They needed if they. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be worth trying to. Yeah, they could. I don't know with the Woo being right here.
They gotta smoke the
heck
out
out
of that area.
It, yeah. The good thing is those vehicles are already exploded, but if you give up that higher position. Right now, the Woo and Hacks might potentially well fight.
But now here comes Team 14, kind of pushing in over 2 to kind of maybe take some of the pressure off of Misfire.
Yeah, I don't know.
Spaz
if Artemis
those guys from Team 14.
I don't know if they're gonna be able to get the revive on.
You see now they're pushing that Team 14 is pushing the Woo right now, and not doing very well. Does he drive right into? Wow, that was not a great.
That was a slight distraction. Maybe it's enough to get the revive on Vulcan.
I don't think so. Vulcan's about dead, and Zozu is going to meet him in the promised land.
Zozu is about to meet him. Yep. Artemis knocked now. Yeah, there's no hope.
I think they will be able to pick up Artemis, but I think there's no hope for Zozu.
And the zone just shifted again and just centered that crossroad right now. Right in the center of the zone. Madara has been knocked. Lucky now the only one that gets the knock and thirst on Nagato. Here comes Nagato. And he gets the knock mid-air. Unfortunately, gets finished off by BBC from Metaphor. And here comes Chow Mein, the surviving member of Team Zoo. And he gets killed trying to throw that nade. Down he goes, finished off by BBC from Metaphor. Let's go check out OUTcast. OUTcast Alpha right now has this nice Overwatch position on Team Chewy. For them. Brownie has been knocked, tries to get the thirst on Wrestle, and Wrestle bleeds out. They got a minute, a little over a minute before they have to push away from here. Do they have vehicles? Yeah, they do. They protected their vehicles.
All these teams over here, Misfire, the Woo, and the Hacks, all need to get themselves out of Dodge. You know, this is gonna be the 5th to 6th zone. You can't be chillaxing in this zone, fighting it out. You're gonna have to rotate as quickly as possible.
I just noticed that OUTcast Alpha had lost gold. That's sad because he's really good with
the bolt action.
Yeah, definitely bolt action in his hands. Deadly. I hear Misfire with a few Winchesters.
Yeah, rocking with that Winchester for range. I like the Winchester. A lot of people don't like it. I do.
I think Artemis went down to go get some materials.
Pepper ended up getting knocked by
and down goes Fatboy, yeah. Thirsted as
up
well.
to Artemis is the only one left from Misfire. Now, I mean, you got to get out of it. You really have to get out of. Looks like Artemis is, I don't know if he's just going to accept the fact that the Blue's here, but he's going to have to do something.
He does have this vehicle. Surprisingly, has not been shot at. And with the Woo right now currently focusing on Team 10, that actually might give Artemis the opportunity. No, sorry Artemis. It is a no-go. He's about to bleed out. I mean, he's about to get killed by the zone. C-Dub and Brownie both knocked. It's up to Jay White to get the revive for OUTcast Alpha. Chemo has been knocked for Genesis. Wiz now the only one up. BBC very nearly blown up. He needs to get the heck out of there. There you go.
And Goldie finally just dying just now. to the Blaze Zone. So kudos to Goldie for lasted that long in the zone.
Out-survived a lot of teams by staying out there, so.
And now we have a place where there's no real. There's one compound that the Woo is in, but other than that, it's just open field, some contoured land. Although if you can get kind of in that north, like 1 o'clock, there's a lot of little dips and berms right here by the road that may keep you safe. But I mean, it's getting so there's not a lot of room left.
He's hiding behind his teammate's box. That's
why
they don't see him.
You better hope you better hope you have some smokes. Because I mean, OUTcast Alpha and True both need to push up that road into the zone, so they're gonna have to be exposed eventually.
And here they go.
To get up in there, and here they go, yeah.
Luckily, it's only BBC that's in their way right now.
But the True's behind them is gonna put some rounds on them from behind.
Down goes Brownie, knocked. Jay White gets into the middle, inside the shack. Unfortunately for Brownie, it is, and down goes C-Dub as well. So it's gonna be up to Jay White. The Woo, 16 kills right now. How many of those are
doing
just for
damage? Trick? Pancake too slow with the health, dies in zone.
Trick right now. And they have all 4 members up. I think they're the only
looking
squad.
to get us their second win in a row. So True, the Woo obviously wanting to get some points in this match. Maybe, along with their points they already did in the first.
Maybe Trick's not happy with just getting top. Maybe he wants to get that top 3. Maybe.
God, that'd be like. Well, though, we've heard all about these hackers. No one's ever really sniffed Trick and those guys for being hackers. Maybe we should start that rumor.
It's because they're not in the league. They're 5th place, so they're not.
But Trick doesn't have the most kills though. Maybe it's just him using them.
Right. I think if the Woo would have been in 1st place, they probably would have been given the same accusations. To be honest.
I hope so. I know I have in my DMs like somehow I'm like the judge or something. I now have accusations of every team in the top 5 being cheaters of some type or the other. So congratulations to all the teams in the top 5. I have at least one accusation of you guys cheating. If you haven't really been accused of cheating, I don't really think you're really.
You haven't made it. You just haven't made it. Yeah, you haven't made it. Like if you haven't got accused of hacking, then
you're not trying.
You're not trying or something. I swear that's kind of how it is whenever I do my customs, because my customs normally just has like your normal everyday players, and then every once in a while we'll get some really serious players, and then suddenly that guy's cheating. He's a hacker. But like, no, he's just a comp player. It's a big difference.
Yeah, he's just good.
He's just good. So
being good isn't a hack. At least not yet.
We're down to just a 4v2. Here comes Trick. He wants the last 2 kills for himself, I'm sure.
Judy and Marsh.
And he gives
teams. He's a both. 2 players literally in the top 5 in kills, and Trick was after both of them to get 10 kills. Holy criminy!
21 kills. The Woo.
Oh my God! And another 1st place finish. Excuse me, I can't even breathe. It was so amazing. Dream Killers on 2nd place with 2 kills. OUTcast Alpha doing what they do best, getting top 5 finishes, and but not getting a lot of kills with 1 kill by Brownie. Hacks in 4th place with 5 kills. In 5th place, True doing well with 11 kills. 6th place, Ghost Melee Elite with 3 kills. And in 7th place, Mena 4 with 9 kills. And in 8th was DXD with with only having 2 players, still being able to get an 8th place finish with 1 kill. So congratulations to those guys. I know that we're going to be hearing a commercial from our sponsors, HyperX, and after that, we're going to spend a few minutes with C-Dub answering the same question asked to Artemis. How do you rotate 7 players into a 4-person squad over an entire season, keeping everybody happy, yet still doing the best you possibly can as a squad?
All right, so let me go ahead and get to those commercials, and then we'll get back to
We'll be right back with C-Dub after this commercial.
and C-Dub. Let me get into the next match as well.
All right. Yeah. So now we are very, very pleased to have C-Dub with us in his weekly segment as C-Dub, the coach of OUTcast Esports. So first of all, thank you very much for giving us a little bit of your time.
That's no problem. What's up, guys?
So I'm going to give you the same scenario I gave to Artemis. Obviously, these 2 guys, Artemis, C-Dub, probably 2 of the guys I respect their professional opinions in this game more than anybody else. You're going into a season, you're the IGL C-Dub. You got 7 good players. Each guy has their own issues, whether they can't play late at night, really late at night, or they can only play 1 or 2 matches because they're have issues with comms or with their battery or whatever. You want to put forth the best team you can put, the best 4-player team you can put in with 7 players. When you're starting on a season, how do you get the best out of 7 different players in a 4-man squad throughout an entire season?
Man, that is a pretty tough situation. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, obviously, if you can have the same 4 every time, that would be ideal. But granted, that can't always happen in this game. And if the issue is like a map-to-map issue, like, this person's better here, this person's better there, this person's better at close quarters, or this person's better at sniping, I would really try to put the people that are struggling with something with the people that are good with something and try to get them to work with each other and help try to improve the team as a whole to try to move forward closer to being able to have a set 4 people. But if that's not the case, if that's not possible, say it's like you said, there's a timing issue or parents won't let them stay up past 9:37 or whatever the deal is. You just have to really make sure that you know everybody extremely well. I mean, you need to be playing a lot more than just scrims in that situation.
And so say things are going well. Say you got the kind of the 4 guys in there, they're doing well, but the guys that aren't getting reps are getting a little, maybe they don't even know they want to play. They get a little frustrated. How do you kind of balance, obviously the quality of the gameplay and the overall morale of the team if some guys maybe want to get reps but they can't get them?
Yeah, the politics side of it is can be rough sometimes. Hopefully, you have chosen your team based on quality of people and their personalities, and not just their skills in that situation. Because I've seen teams literally fall apart over that situation. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
best I could do would be explain to them that you're a part of the team. Um, if you play one round, or if you play 100 rounds and the team wins, well then you win.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not like in classics where if you get knocked out early, then you get shafted on the points. It's a team sport, and if they don't understand that, or if they can't deal with that, kind of just got to find somebody that does, if that's the situation.
You make a good point, because one of the reasons that I kind of brought this question up to you in Artemis is that as this season winds down, we're seeing like a lot of the fragmentations of a lot of teams going from here to there. And one of the reasons, by me going out there and kind of asking people, one of the reasons is, I'm not getting enough playing time on the team that I'm on, and I can go on this team and get more playing time. So it's kind of like that seems to be one of the main reasons that obviously you want to keep your main guys. But I mean, you see that. I mean, didn't happen as maybe as much with okay, stuff. But you guys have made, maybe a few key moves. Whether it was going to Wadu and then going from Wadu to Jay White. Obviously, making those moves have helped you guys out. So having the ability to make those moves when you need them is so important. And if you don't have, especially if someone is like sick or something like that, they just can't make it. Not having a strong bench is very, very difficult in this game.
Yeah. If you've only got 4 players for the entire season and that's it, you're pretty much doomed to fail in most cases. In this game, it's very rare you see the same 4 people stick through even a few weeks, much less an entire
Man,
season.
I've
You know,
seen people have like 6 different clan tags in like in a 3 week span. Okay, so
I can give you one example. I mean, this is not a disrespect to him, but a player like Clouds started out with Outcast and Bravo, and has been at least 4 different squads that I've seen in this scrim. Because obviously I do the stats, so I'm doing and I know he's been at least on 4 different teams. Just um in the 7 weeks. So that does happen. Some players, I don't know if Cloud's one of them, but some players I noticed, and it's happened to me with I know that CW does a guy Goku stuff. Some guys love to go from team to team. I don't know what it is, but they just love to kind of just like, maybe it's a case
oh,
where they feel like they're wanted, so they
the
feel like
Goku guy.
they're
mhm.
Goku. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, I
He
know
got
exactly what you're
you
talking
know
he
what
got
that
about.
me. He
is.
got myself, and he got us in Misfire and 187. Or not was it, but Outcast.
You know what
Uh,
what I see in the type of person, not every single one that does it, but usually is they do everything right. They're perfect. So if they're not winning,
yeah, yeah.
it must be the team. If they just had some better people around them, they would be winning. But if you were to take note, generally the people that are hopping, they don't really wind up on a successful team. It's kind of like, I mean, now that's not always the case, but it's often the case.
One
Um,
thing I've noticed is that it happens on Misfire a lot. Is someone will leave our team for what they consider greener pastures, a better team, but then that team will, like, we had 2 of our members leave to go to join Error, and then
who?
Error, the team,
Mm.
and we had 2 of our guys leave. This is months ago, and Error disbanded not shortly afterwards. But Misfire is still here. That's one thing about Misfire, and a lot like Outcast Alpha, a team that has strong like leadership, is that we're not going anywhere. Players might leave and try to find something better or do something better, there's certain orgs that you know are going to be here all the time, and you see that. Sometimes it's not very very many, but there are a few that, like I guarantee you, like even a team like Infamous, they might have more or less success than other teams, but they've been around for a long, long time, and Demon Seaman and those guys have been on that team and have been playing for a long time. Same thing with Outcast Alpha, and Misfire has been here for over 2 years, and I think that Ghost from the Elite, another team that has been around for a long time, and some of these great teams, like a team like Dream Killers. I mean, that team has made about 1,000 different transitions from drop to drop Bravo to Broham Elite to Broham Alpha to now Dream Killers, and now, based on the rest of the season, we'll have to see. Now we have some of the guys from Dream Killers now. It looks like they're signing on with 187. So I'm sure if usually when one person goes to a good team, the Sharks smell blood in the water, and you'll see other teams trying to poach those players, those good players, like guys like all those guys, Starnips, Junie, and Sarge. Each one of those guys could go on any one of these teams and be a starter, pretty much. So we'll have to see if Dream Killers can stick around. But with that said, if you have, before we let you go and into this third match, how do you keep a great player on your team?
Man, honesty. That's what I've had the most success with, is just be honest with them. Don't try to blow smoke up their ass and tell them they're the best in the world. Just tell them what you think about them. Tell them that they're important to you. Work with them where you can. Start trying to be deceptive towards a quality player. They're not going to stick around very long.
I think that is a perfect way to end this conversation. See, that was very profound. Thank you very much, and good luck to you guys. You guys have been having a good OUTcast Alpha Top 5 day. Hope you guys keep it up. Good luck in Sandhawk and in Vikendi for the rest of the night.
I thank you guys. See y'all later.
Good luck, man. Good luck.
And I think, honesty probably is the best policy, even when it's bad, especially when it's bad news. I don't think everyone likes, bad news. Bad news is like trash. It doesn't get better with age. It's better to get it out there and get it over with. And if you're honest and upfront with somebody and truthful with them, then it's up to them. It's up to them how they handle the truth. If they cop an attitude and flame out, then that's on them. Then it's no longer on you.
All right, so starting just south of Lakawi, and it's gonna end right over one of my favorite spots to jump towards Tambang. There's a lot of good loot down there. Okay, guys.
Most loot per square foot of any place on the map.
Is that real?
That's a fact. That's a fact. Oh. There's the Salt Hills. If you look at the amount of spawn places, each one of those things has, I think, 5 spawn spots. And if you add them all up, it is more than any other place. I know on this map, but I think on any map, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, nice. See, there you go. That's why we like going there, because I totally knew that fact.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite place too. And when you're but if you are gonna drop there, playing on Random's Customs, don't kill him or lady if they are in help mode, or you will be banned.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll let you know beforehand. He'll let you know beforehand that they're not there to fight. They're there to help. Don't thirst them, or you will be banned.
So
and if you thirst them, immediately stop shooting. Because one time I shot lady and almost got in, but I stopped and ran.
Drewzy's doing work with his S12 right now.
Yeah, against great players.
And down goes Drewzy to Sway's M16. Horsemeat now the only one up for team. Sorry, dang it. I want to get their name exactly right. Quack Flu?
Oh, yeah. Quack Flu, duck.
Yeah,
Quack Flu.
There you go. Slade now has been knocked. Attitude the only one up. Attitude just barely got the heal. This is the second FPP map we do for this event. So the next one will be Vikendi. It'll be the last map with TVP. I know that the Wu loves Sandhawk. Okay, so
yes, you are correct, sir. And they've already been dominating.
And yeah, they've already won twice.
So they need to maybe someone is and you know what the Wu what did they drop? They did not usually drop boot camp. Where'd they drop this time?
Hot 10.
They dropped them at Hot 10. Wow, yeah. That's usually they're kind of like BD swingers and just drop it in boot camp and kind of saying, come take our spot if you want it.
As we speculated, And maybe they're gonna go for placement now too.
Because they just so well maybe the draw of additional treasure, additional loot, in a higher win places is the greed of Trick is coming through. They want maybe he gets himself because he did interview me. He said that he wanted that he wasn't so much interested in anything but cash. So if he can get fourth place, he'll go for that. But other than that, he doesn't. He said in regards to the wonderful prizes by HyperX, even though like those prizes are worth $240 and $160, like $180, he just rather have the $60. So seems a little short-sighted in my mindset, but what do I know? But I tell you what, if you can come in fourth and divide up that, and maybe Trick is going to keep all the money and stuff. He is the IGL, so we send all the money to him, and he divides it. Maybe let's keep it for himself. To be rich.
Right
be
now,
PUBG Mobile rich.
Zoo.
Be able to buy every skin ever made.
Down goes Chow Mein. Jay now forced to flee. He's not looking good for Jay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Random trying to put a smile on that.
I
on
tried.
that pig. He just couldn't do it. Yeah, you're done, buddy. Good luck.
I mean, you never
know.
Get
ready for Vikendi.
Yeah, go play some TDMs to practice for Vikendi. I'm sorry. It's like there's certain situations where I can kind of tell. Like that one right there, he was just completely surrounded, no cover. His position wasn't anything that would help him in any way. So he was pretty much done for it. But
I tell you what,
it's
one
really
of the most
hard.
disheartening. One of the most disheartening like feelings in PUBG Mobile playing competitively is when you get knocked out early and you have another match to do, but you're gonna have to wait like 30 minutes to play. So you're just sitting there, just like ugh. Usually when you come in like third, fourth, fifth, you have to jump right back in because of the delay and everything. Yeah. You have to jump right back in and get into the next room, so you don't have time to think about anything. But if you come out in like 20th place, you just sit there for 30 minutes, just pontificating on your terribleness.
Instead of sitting there not doing nothing, join the stream, chill. And
that's right. That's what I would do.
That way, when you see that it ended, then you'll know. Okay, so it's.
Well, that's what you do with your customs. Is that usually I get knocked out in the first, 10 to 15 seconds, and so then I do my work. I do usually save my work. I work at home on the weekend, so I just do that and wait till the next room opens.
So Sway right now. The surviving member of Team Hacks was the surviving member of Team Hacks, finished off by 187. 187, I don't think they landed here. Let's see.
No, they did not. They did not land at boot camp. They rotated in there because it was two other teams. They must have taken them both out.
Yeah, they landed just to the. If you look at the route.
But now look at the Wu kind of pushing down towards that area. So is the Forgotten. This is the Forgotten's gonna run right into
Bravo, Metaphor, Bravo, and
right now.
Dream Killers right now, fighting at the base of this mountain right here.
When it comes to Sandhawk, I'm not a big fan of trying to push in as close as you can in the center zone. It's just too crowded. It's too many people. If you're in zone, I suggest you stay there and rotate when you have to, because so many teams die so quickly in this map that rotating in the center zone I think is more of a risk than a reward, because you have to go through so many teams on foot to get there.
Yes.
So I usually like to stay, like if I'm in zone at all, I stay where I'm at until I have to move, because like I said, everyone's moving on foot, so it's gonna be very, very difficult. And even though it is FTP, that FTP thing is still the grass is so thick and there's so much foliage, you can run to a spot so quickly and just be done.
Down goes Dark J for Mena 4 Bravo. Thirsted as well by Marshy from Dream Killers, and it looks like the Wu now fighting off against Genesis. I think either that or getting shot from across the way by 187.
What's going to happen is that 187 and Genesis both going to be able to see them over there and pot shots at them. Along with, let's see, Bravo, Metaphor Bravo.
Rubber Ducky has been knocked. If I remember, Rubber Ducky was with OUTcast. Bravo.
So.
And Joker has now been knocked. So they found a flare call that attracted a little bit of attention to themselves by True Esports, and now they're paying for it. Joker's knocked. They already lost Rubber Ducky, Baby Panda, and Panda. So the Pandas are the only ones remaining. It's all up to them.
And Jinjin Stinchin having some prime real estate in Painan, but they have a bunch of teams rotate in there to try to take some of that land away from them.
And here comes True Esports pushing. They know they got one thirst. They know they got one knocked. So why not? Especially since they're in zone right now. I don't see a whole lot of action frequently on this lower south end of Sandhawk. So it's a little refreshing to see the zone somewhat include this bottom area.
You don't see this area be in it. I mean, it's still got some of the circle, off map, which is always interesting.
And down goes Baby Panda. Finished off by True Esports. Down goes OUTcast. Bravo. Let's go check out on JJTC. They actually have two teams. And both teams are, I believe... Okay, never mind. Team 10 is a full three-man squad. And then we have...
Ace stuck behind in Painan while the rest of the team was able to rotate out of there. But they got to be careful, though, because they have those two guys from Energy Gaming to the left of them. And could be doing some damage, too. I mean, a little bit of a mistake by JJTC to rotate out of there with only 3 of their 4 members, not making sure everyone's coming with them. But now they can't be hanging out just in the middle of like the side of the field like that because, like I said, Energy Gaming to their right of JJTC could find them and put some rounds on them. And also so could Team 10, DXD, see him up there and put some rounds on him.
Another flare called, and we actually have Men of 4, the main squad with Team 14 right here. Bounty Seekers. Down goes Ghost, getting knocked by Greedy. Greedy trying to get the thirst, and down he goes. We got actually some action going down with TN and from 187 as well. Titan Jin. And down goes Titan Jin from Team 11 Genesis. In fact, where is the rest of Team 11? I think that's a wipe, right? Yes. Down goes
Team 11's done, yeah.
Yeah. Team 11's done for. And here comes... Oh, okay, so it was OUTcast Alpha that called in 2 flares. Let's see what kind of goodies they're going to have coming in for them. A Groza and an MK. And they actually have JJTC rolling up on here. So you call it 1 flare, it definitely attracts some attention. And you call it 2, it's definitely going to drag some more. So
that's right. That milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
They got every single weapon except for an AUG in those crates.
Is your favorite still MK?
A what? In this round?
If your all-time favorite loadout, like regardless of any weapon, you can have any 2 weapons. What would you take?
Well, for this map.
No, just like I'm not telling you what map you're on. I'm just saying you gotta choose 2 weapons. I'll drop you with any map I want to, but it's 2 weapons.
I would take an ADA.
All right, there you go. Remember that. If you're watching Random's stream tomorrow.
An A-dub and an AUG. I'm so used to the recoil from the AUG because I always pick it up every time. 6.
Oh, and look at this. A-dub is just an A-dub. JJTC, put some rounds on
C-dub, yeah.
Brownie getting dabs
down. Those dabs. Fish now the only one left. Brownie trying to keep him. Push and down he goes. Finished up by JY.
It's been tough with only 2 players to kind of work out of. You get a knock on C-dub.
Ghost Melee Elite unzipped right at the top northwest of the zone. We got a minute to sort this out before the zone starts to push. Not a whole lot of vehicles, so you're gonna have to be traveling on foot. And with the zone being so small and still being 15 teams left, you definitely don't want to be out here too long.
We're gonna see some teams get knocked out now because these teams have to push into where they have forgotten and the embassy right on top of each other.
Down goes Ghost, down goes Danny. Michael now the only one left. And look at a team coming in. Dream Killers with the 3rd party gets the finish on the last member of Ghost Melee Elite. Now Unzipped has to face against Dream Killers. This is a full squad right here. A 4v3 with the zone also being a factor, going to start to be pushed in. And because they're at the very edge of the zone, they can't really, they don't have that much time before the zone starts to hit them. Let's see what happens with Dream Killers. They're definitely not going to be able to push past this. Team 13 and the Forgotten Keto is knocked. Madara is knocked. That means Katsu is the only one left. Gets the knock on Luigi. Bukabra is knocked as well for the Forgotten. Here comes Gizmo and Cal. They need to try to get the revive right now. Not the revive, but the thirst. Here comes the zone too. This is gonna hurt the people that are knocked. And he goes for one.
This looks like, and finally was able to pick up, but Gizmo gets knocked by somebody completely else.
Top strikers from across
top
over
strikers.
to the southeast.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Gizmo needs to just
they gotta
chill.
be quick. They gotta be quick to get this guy up. They can make it.
No, luckily for them, they're in zone, so they don't have to worry about that. They don't have to worry about pushing to zone. But Gizmo is bleeding out pretty fast. He must have already been knocked at least once for how fast he's bleeding out.
After this match, the guys from Forgotten to be coming on with an announcement to be made. So we'll have to see what they say in just a few minutes after this match is over with. But they still have a lot more work to do tonight in regards to this match and the match in McKinney.
Oh no, and then he gets knocked trying to get the revive. It wouldn't have mattered anyways if he would have got there or not, because he bled out by the time he was even close. And down goes
Cal. Cal's got to go. Cal, their best fragger on the team needs to go into kind of a hustle, because now, although if Zeus wants to come over here and mess with Cal, 1v1. I mean, that's quite a fight, because I said Cal and Ghost are both, I think, top 10 in the frag list. So that'd be quite a good battle. All those guys are friends from the South America. Our favorite team from South America, top strikers, with their 120 pig playing. How they know they like to get those kills from distance, because that it's not that their pig affects their CQC. So they like to do a lot of engagements from a little bit of range, hit and thirst.
That's a smart thing when you recognize that your issues are going to be close quarters, so you try to optimize your long range and medium range.
And if you see how well just right here when they were third partying, they've forgotten. If you notice that they knock and thirst immediately, otherwise they won't be able to close this and get those kills.
Sarge has been knocked for Dream Killers. Probably going to get thirsted. Down he goes. Finished off by Goldie from 10 HP. And unfortunately, 10 HP right now. Well, unfortunately for Dream Killers, 10 HP is gatekeeping them right at the very edge inside the zone. And then, of course, they still do have... This is when they might regret not dealing with Team 24 when they were over there in Tambang, or just north of Tambang.
And Top Strike is able to finish off Cal from the Forgotten. Yeah. So now they're gonna have to push. They have a little bit of a distance plus the river to cross to get in the zone. So they're gonna make movement. And now the zone is getting smaller and smaller as obviously
down goes James, knocked for unzip. 816 Baby gets knocked as well. Snuggles finishes off Junie for Team Dream Killers, but Star Nips is knocked as well. So Marshy now left by himself and have to push in. So 10 HP definitely didn't get a lot of kills, but they're definitely putting in work for these teams, making it hard for them to be able to get into zone. And James has been revived. Let's see if he can pull off the heal, and he does. He's going to be able to put a bandit first aid. Luckily for them, not too far from the zone. Unluckily for them, Trick knows, and he's waiting for them to cross. It's like Trick's waiting for them. He heard the shots up there and hasn't seen them yet. And he knows they're hurting from inside the zone.
And look how Trick, look how aggressive he is. Look how far he is waiting for the pushing out into the zone to go get these kills.
Wow.
And then look at that's what he does. Goes out there, gets kills. Another kill, and another one,
He knew that there was shots from over there outside zones. He's like, I'm gonna go wait at the edge and just see who I can get.
Kill everybody.
That was a smart.
Then he gets those 2 kills and just rotates back to his team, all happy and wonderful. As we start losing teams, now this is where it's getting.
Esports.
This is where the points are coming together. Going from 11 down to 9 to 8.
Looks like Jay White got most of the guys from True Esports. C-Dub was knocked, gets revived. And let's go over to Misfire now, getting pushed by Mena4. Fat Boy. He hears. And down he goes. Gets knocked by BBC.
Only Zozu left. Kid Zozu clutch BBC. All it does is able. Oh, from D2 Eagle from a third party. So maybe Zozu will be able to. No, Zozu's decided to beat Feet, I guess. Even though it could be in his best interest to go back there and try to smoke those guys and get him back. Though he does have Kano coming up from behind, doing a big flank from behind Zozu to try to finish him off. I don't know if he knows if he's there. He does not. Zozu has no idea that Kano is coming up from behind. Oh, though he does see him when he is close, but it's too late. Excellent flank by Kano from Mena4 to go all the way around to finish off Zozu and knock out Misfire in 9th place.
Gold's vicious with that MK14. He's just up on this little
don't
tower.
Give him that.
And he also has an A-dub. He also has an A-dub as well. So he has an MK14 and an A-dub with a 6x scope. Yeah.
That's the hack.
Unfortunately for Kano, has to go straight towards Gold and also C-dub right here.
Good luck, Kano.
And down he goes.
Yeah,
so down goes Mena4.
There's no flaw in that. It's just that sometimes you're in a situation you can't win.
I almost didn't notice Marshy because he's the color of the team is very similar to 10 HP, Team 18. He is directly southeast of 10 HP right now by himself. Oh, U-turn has been knocked. Let's go check what happened right here. I believe I'm not sure who it is. It's probably 10 HP, the one that got the knock. Bless has been knocked. Down goes Prod. And down goes Trick. So above all, gets the knock on Triggs and get the save on Prod. I'm not sure why Bless is. I would assume Bless would have tried to crawl towards. Down goes Bless. JCR Murda gets taken out. OUTcast Alpha with 13 kills.
Wow, that's not what they normally do. I mean, as we've talked about, they get those top 5 spots, but they're getting some points in this match. So kudos to those guys.
Yeah, top 5 plus the kills, very nice. Look at that nade. Oh, and that nade wow. That nade forces him out. Down goes Trick. Prod's gonna probably get knocked in the zone. No, he does not. Gets knocked by Real Deal. Trick thirsted.
Woo knocked. Was he finished? Nope, not yet. I don't think. Was he?
Yeah, Trick was finished. Yes.
Wow. So that's obviously gonna be big in regards to this fight. In regards to who's gonna, we had one person from Dream Killers, 3 from the Woo, but one of them not being Trick, and then we have 3 members from OUTcast Alpha still going at it.
Down goes C-Dub. Jonica knocked as well by Gold. Where's Jay White at? I don't see Jay White.
He's in a ghillie suit out in the middle of the field.
Okay, that makes sense.
Knox turn.
Down goes
Who's
Real
left?
Deal. And down is Marshy somehow stayed alive.
Marshy's still alive. He's behind that rock.
It's Marshy
so
versus
Marshy's got themselves OUTcast Alpha.
And here comes a nade to finish off Jay White. I don't know if they're gonna do probably some damage, not the kill though. And now it's a 1v1 Gold.
Oh, Gold versus Marshy. Oh, here we go.
Marshy went for the thirst and got killed by Gold.
Wow.
Very nicely done by OUTcast Alpha.
Great game played by OUTcast Alpha.
17 kills.
Just when they need a first place finish, so that's 45 points. That's obviously going to push them way up. Something they really need. This is going to be their second really strong match in a row, or in the past week. This is just what they need. Strong matches going into the end of the season to solidify their spot. With Dream Killers coming in second place with 7 points. The Woo continuing not having 2 first places, now a third place finish. So still doing well with only 7 kills though. 10 HP coming in 4th with 3. 187 coming in 5th place with 8 kills. was it DXD, another good match, I think, from out of those guys, coming in with, I can't tell who's on that team, 4 kills. Mena 4 in 7th with 9, and Top Strikers in 8th place with 9 kills. So I know that we're gonna have a short commercial from our sponsors at HyperX, and then after that we will bring in the members of the Forgotten for their announcement that they're gonna make, and see what they have to say.
All right, let me go ahead and just posting the screenshots real quick, and then we're gonna go to our commercial break. And as Pickford said, when we come back, we'll be talking to the Forgotten. And we're back.
So we are back. We have with us Gizmo, Blade, and Bocabra of the Forgotten to make their announcement. So, gentlemen, I'll let you. First of all, thank you very much for giving us the time and giving us this opportunity for your announcement. But I'll let the floor go to you guys, and go. You guys can take it away.
Hey guys, so I'm going to start off. My name's Gizmo. I'm the IGL of the Forgotten, and I've been on a few times. You guys have spoke with me. I've talked to Pickford and you guys a few times. Anyways, I'll cut to the chase. I'm speaking on behalf of everyone here in the Forgotten, and we feel that as of late, we found that the Forgotten is no longer a suitable place for us because they don't offer really any support for us, and we want to strive to become the best team that we can become. And so therefore, we've had a few clans reach out to us. We've had a lot of good offers, and we're very gracious of everyone who did reach out to us. But unanimously, we all decided that we're going to strive forward and make progress with ourselves, and accept the generous offer given to us by Misfire. And so we're going to be chilling with you guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for someone to pop the champagne on that one.
Pickford here is muted.
He is. Any questions for you guys, for us?
When are you guys gonna change your names? Are you guys gonna finish off as the Forgotten, or
already done?
Oh, so you guys did it.
You will
okay,
see. You will see Misfire Blade, Misfire Bacabra, Misfire Gizmo, all that in the fourth and final match.
Except Cal.
Oh, except Cal? Oh.
Yeah, he managed to spend $130 on accident in PUBG instead of $13, and so he's trying to figure all that out before he buys anything.
I mean, I can relate to that. Congratulations.
He somehow missed he slipped his finger, and his thumb was already on the buy button and managed to
on the confirm order. Yeah.
He was just
Very
ready
nice,
to buy
very nice.
away.
So there you go. That was better news.
But yeah,
than
3 of
I
us will
thought.
have the tag. So
Nice. So I shall be.
I guess I'll.
So now I have to. So there will be three. Does that mean there are gonna be 3 teams tonight with Misfire?
that's true.
Correct.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So now, damn it! At least now you got. At least as long as you guys stay Team 7, that green color that I'm used to. I
We
think we'll
will.
be good.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna have 3 teams. We don't have an Alpha team, a Bravo team, or Charlie team. The guys from that were formerly of the Forgotten now of Misfire. We're playing around with some different team names because we like to go with like a mythology team name. So now they're going under the tentative, not finalized, but tentative of like maybe Misfire Zeus, where Artemis's team is Misfire Ares and Jake's team is Misfire Hades. But we one thing that we did want to these guys are great players. They're 9th place overall right now. One thing that we did want to do is break them up and say we're going to shut you guys up. We wanted to keep you guys together as a group, and that was obviously something they wanted. And Misfire does not have an A team, a B team, a C team. We just have 3 teams. We assign players by synergy, and obviously these guys have a great synergy. Work they've done very, very well, and I've known these guys. I've really got to know these guys over the past 8 weeks, even beyond it in the interviews we played in game, and I really felt they fit in perfectly to our mindset. And so it was something that I wanted to happen, but you don't want to be a poacher or somebody who's robbing them. So, but when they came and let me know that maybe they were thinking about moving, and if we had any interest, I of course jumped on that opportunity in a moment's notice. Because you see as the season's ending up, a lot of teams you see it already with people starting to poach and grab up guys from Dream Killers. We've already seen Marshy already with a 187 tag. If there's an opportunity to get these guys who've forgotten, I didn't want to pass that by because these are obviously a bunch of great guys and are only going to make our team better, Misfire better, and make them better. So it's going to be a really good win-win for everybody involved. So I'm super hyped about it, super happy. Everyone in Misfire, we had a team vote. It was unanimous. We wanted to bring these guys up on. And so far it's been we're in that honeymoon phase. We're all in love with each other. So hopefully, once somebody pisses somebody else off, we'll be able to get past that. But right now it's all golden, and we're really, really hyped because we're gonna try to pull an OUTcast and get 3 teams into season 2. I'll have to see how successful we are at that, but that is the goal, and obviously do some real damage for the rest of season 1 and going into season 2.
Hell yeah!
Congratulations.
I guess
so I know
I
you
could
guys.
wrap
So
this.
yeah, go ahead.
I guess I could wrap this up to just say this is a really big opportunity for us, and I'm very much looking forward to the future of Misfire as they have graciously let us into their home. And like you said, it was unanimous, and that's a real high honor, and we're very much excited for this.
So I don't want you guys to miss your spot. I know Blade, Cal, and Gizmo in there, so somebody else needs to get in there. So we need the full squad. We need to get those stats up for Misfire as a whole.
Yes,
But
sir.
so I'm super excited. Everyone on the team is super excited. And as you know, as these guys head into the thing, is that teams, they come and they go. And there's one thing that Misfire tries to do is, one, we're always going to be here, and 2, we have a motto: IRL always comes first. And so just by having that thing that we're always going to be here, and that your real life, no matter what happens in real life, we'll always have a spot for you. I think because like so people come into Misfire, they usually don't leave. When they do leave, it's usually for a really good other opportunity, or they just don't want to play at all. But usually we don't have a lot of team hoppers, so we're super hyped to get these guys in here for the long term and really have all the score. We see the high tide rises all ships, so we want to obviously get a lot of skills from those guys. Those guys get skills from us, and hopefully we're all at least half, if not all, the teams be the top 5 in season 2. That's right.
Nice.
And the other teams that didn't get them, tough. Well, good luck, boys, and getting first place.
Tell Cal to change his name now.
You guys can clap
okay?
the crap out of Jinjin Sinchin or the other Misfire team. That's fine.
I just
we got
tell
you.
Cal.
We got you.
Oh, we'll take down anyone in front
Tell
of
him
us.
to change his
and by
name.
the way,
I sent him enough to change his name with UC. Okay, so no need to.
Wow! Look at that guy!
That's why I was being so
Look at
quiet.
that.
I was being so quiet.
The most generous man in PUBG. I've said it once in a million times. What a great guy! Thank you very much, Random. That's nice of you.
Yeah.
Random, you were one of the coolest streamers out there, and that is greatly appreciated, bro.
And before we head out, I'd like to mention one thing. Last match 3, was our last match playing as the Forgotten, and didn't go as well as we planned. But now that we are in Misfire, we're gonna try our hardest, and you better watch out because we're coming for you all.
Especially the other Misfire team. Because I'll tell you what, one thing that will
especially them
is there is going to be some competition between all the 3 teams. I'm for that. So we'll see. Well, maybe some in team prizes and stuff for them. Whoever does best. I'm just saying, But we'll talk about that later as we get into this last 4th match at the end of this week. So good luck, boys, and I will talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You guys have a nice game, and I've been actually having the scores up thus far after the 3 rounds, and right now, of course, we have the Woo with those 2 fantastic games. The wins, 36 kills total, 115 points so far after 3 rounds. Outcast Alpha, 83 points, 20 kills.
Wow.
Dream Killers, 80 points, so not too far from Outcast Alpha. 17 kills, 187 Black, 63 points, 23 kills. And True Esports tops the top 5 with 52 points, 24 kills. So this, I mean, there's not a huge. I mean, if technically if the Woo were to go down, like with just 1 point, which could happen, right?
We've seen the Woo do that.
Outcast Alpha win, then Outcast Alpha can very well sneak away with the victory tonight. It all depends on what happens with the Woo. Because right now let's see. Let me do my big brain moves with the OP math. So the 17 plus 15 would be 32 points away. See? Yeah, so the Woo would have to go down early and get like 1 point for participating, and Outcast Alpha would have to win with a couple of kills, and they can get the sneak away with the unofficially, because these are unofficial scores. That's why you see the little subtext in the bottom with the little parentheses says unofficial. Okay, it's
with that said,
so it's scary, so it gets your attention.
And with that said, a lot of information's been passed tonight, Random. So there might be a lot of information to be guessed on tomorrow during Random's 12-hour stream. I mean, if you're in there, you can very easily get a sub if you know these answers.
There you go.
And I think it was last week, 12 people got a sub. So I'm looking to in a celebration of these guys were forgotten joining Misfire, trying to top that number this weekend.
There you go, guys. So make sure. I know there's been a few people that are from my stream that have been trying to get the details on this.
Taking some notes.
Taking some notes. So thank you, Pickford. Very, very generous.
Who's gonna? It's a race to get the win your sub badge on your stream.
Yeah. So this flight path, a very nice flight path, almost down
is.
center. You should be able to get
one
pretty much
all
anywhere.
Out for tonight.
Yeah, all the maps were not. I mean, the flight paths were not so great, especially the Miramar one, especially Miramar being so huge. But yeah, definitely the first decent flight path. We have Top Strikers and Unzipped taking Dobro Mesto, and let's see, we have Misfire. See, now I gotta get used to saying that. Inside of Villa, nobody there. We have Outcast Alpha taking their usual kind of lower down Vikendi by Winery. We have 10 HP right above Milnarb next to them. A lot of separation, actually. So there's no teams that landed right on top of each other, except
you get that with a nice good plane path. You get that.
Yeah. JJTC and Team 11 Genesis.
What's over at Dobro on top of each other?
And then we have Unzipped and Top Strikers in Dobro, but SA Loco and group are heading right now towards towards Krichas with Team 11 already.
SA Loco, he's a guy who had to take a little bit of time off of our playing competitively for work. His claim to fame being the person that got us really well in random scrims, only to get us disqualified because I didn't set an up attack. If you remember, if you remember that from the past.
Yeah, down goes Fish. Unfortunately, landed
Ooh,
with teams already here. Down goes Wiz. Dabs getting the knock. Dabs no kind of armor right now, and he gets another knock on Titan Jin
Wow.
and the Thirst. And here comes I don't know. I'm just gonna go and just say I don't know what his name. Knocked
another knock.
Dabs
Another knock.
putting in some work right now. Where is
someone should set that guy up?
Kenmo's suddenly now afraid to go
Dabs
forward.
another knock.
I mean, Dabs is on a roll right now. Oh no, and down goes Dabs. See, that's what happens when you give him too much credit. Bad shit happens like that. And down goes Dabs.
That's right.
And
now that's all. Essay's the only one left.
Very nice by Dabs, though. Pretty much handled Team 11 all by himself. Almost squad wipe. Near squad wipe. Took 3 of them out. So they took out the couple of members from JJTC, and well, Dabs repaid them in kind for sure. He sacrificed his life for that. All right.
that's literally like that battle right there is so typical Dabs. One of the best players on the team, but also extremely aggressive, extremely.
I recall that
risky.
Last week on I believe it was the Miramar map, where he got a lot of kills, got aggressive, and he was the only one there. Oh, look at this team! Energy has called in a BRDM. No way to get up on. I don't. Can you? I would assume you can get up on this roof. Looks like a very they're trying to currently get on there. Gizmo has been knocked. So this is going down between
do a little battle in the villa.
And Dimbasi. Keto knocked. Katsu just barely got the heal. Here comes another nade. And Blade. It's gonna be a dangerous angle for Dimbasi, for Blade to take. All he has to do is move up a little bit. Look at that. Dang. Down goes Katsu. Blade just has to be careful. He does not get knocked. That's all he needed to do was do the damage and make them be aware that there's over there. Gizmo needs to try to get to Cal or Luigi to get the revive while Blade kind of gatekeeps them. Too bad Blade does not gatekeep him, but keep him from pushing. Too bad he doesn't have a nade right now. That would have been a very good position for Blade to toss a nade. And Lucky now.
And now it looks like Cal is in that other door. It looks like Lucky's gonna try to access from the other side, push around.
At least he's aware.
Yeah,
aware.
He'll be able to call that out. And
wait, Men of 4 just wiped 187. I seen it on the kill feed. That's how fast it must have happened. Okay,
that's obviously really big.
They haven't had like a lot of bad games today. This one obviously going on this early, definitely their worst game of this night. Snuggles has been knocked. That is from Team Unzipped.
And here comes the push.
And down goes Lucky. Gets thirsted. Madara gets knocked as well by Blade.
And now
Thirsted.
Kiro's the only one left. Kiro liked the party. Obviously needed him in there, and now he's a man on an island.
And we still have some action going down with Unzipped. Where's Unzipped at? That's the teams that went to Debro with Top Strikers.
Kiro's gonna try to get in that vehicle, get the hell out of there after that.
That's what he should do, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's a smart play.
He's wasting time right now. He's wasting time right now.
And with this Misfire Zeus team.
Look at Blade. He's like, I'm gonna go back to that same exact spot.
Yeah, I think I got a good chance of maybe finding him over there.
Thank you for the follows, guys. Very much appreciated. Remember, every Monday and Wednesdays, OUTcast scrims at HyperX Scrim Season 1. So if you're new to the channel, Appreciate the follows.
And there you go. You were right. Blade went back to his spot
Yeah,
and
it's right
was
to
able
the
to
side.
find Kira finish shot. So Misfire. I mean, and we saw that that battle, and Misfire. They did lose Cal in that battle, but still have 3 guys up. I guess we'll call him Misfire Zeus just for ease of so we know which team we're talking about. Because that's their tentative name until
so Misfire
they
Zeus is formerly the Forgotten. Just so I can kind of get it. And then what about the main the main?
Well, let's go. They're gonna be what was called Jin, and they're gonna be. Like I said, this be Misfire. Eventually, it's gonna be Ares, Hades, and Zeus.
Okay. So right now it's Misfire, Zeus, and JJTC.
Yes, at least for the last week of this season, and then obviously once the 2 goes, they'll be all separately. They'll be there's what's called Ares, Hades, and Zeus most likely. But unless they get like creative and want to call themselves something else.
Well, they know how much I have trouble saying JJTC. Maybe they'll get something.
Yeah, that was just to have fun, but that's definitely not going to be around next season.
And let's go check out OUTcast Alpha as they make their way in towards the zone. Brownie showing his outstanding driving skills, of course. The Wu gonna be pushing towards Meta 4. Now Meta 4, I'm pretty sure they're feeling a little bit confident that they just wiped.
Yeah, they have them a little separated, so if they can get damage on Trick before the rest of the team gets there, they can do some. They could be successful.
Yeah, because Trick is definitely very, very separated, and I don't see Jonica or U-turn having any kind of vehicle to rush down there. So if he gets knocked, it's gonna be a bad thing for him. BBC kind of pushing around. That's what drew the attention over here. We have a flare dropping 4, Meta 4, and AWM and a Groza definitely take that A-dub. And A-dub on this stage is very dangerous in the right hands. And Grady pays for trying to get across the way. Now they know who's over there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if this changes any kind of dynamic in their fight, knowing who's over there. I'm also seeing some action going down. I'm trying to find it though. I'm not sure. Hacks making their rotation out of there.
Ooh, we're getting another knock on Kano.
Alright, so let's go ahead and now switch back.
They were able to get Greedy back up. And now it looks like the FP is going to be able to get Kano back up too. So, though they did get some knocks, they'll just count towards Trick's damage, not towards his kill count.
Hey, thank you for the biddies. Trick, if he gets, he is so hurt. Kano, all you need there
that's got to thirst him. And he does.
Remember what we said, the scenario. The Wu has to go down early with like little to no
16th
kills.
place. If they get knocked out next, they get 1 finish, but get 1 point.
And OUTcast is still strong right now. So
Jonica's down.
And down
now.
goes Jonica. Like I said, the Meta 4 probably feeling a little good for themselves. They did just take out one of the top team right now of the
this Meta 4 team, it's not like they're a bunch of scrubs. This is a top, I think they're like in 7th, 8th place. So a team that's very, very dangerous in this game.
And now that the Wu have lost one of the top fragger in their team, and I also just seen Real Deal is not here. He actually did very well. Not sure why. Maybe just not available to play the last round. Greedy still knocked. BBC can get the revive. FP obviously and Kano are a little too far to be able to get that revive. Unfortunately, BBC's gonna have to do it, so hopefully they don't push towards him. And here comes the nades. I'm assuming that's a smoke. I don't think he would throw nades at his own partner. Jay White has just been blown up. Thirsted.
Well, I think it was shot out of the car.
Yeah, by Team Hacks. So now Outcast Alpha now down to just 3 players. So anything can still happen with this fight right now. As Metaphor has kind of crept in.
Yeah, Metaphor is they're going at it. This one of these teams is gonna die. Like one of these two teams. They've both committed to this battle.
Kano right now, he's kind of like the wild card because I'm not sure if U-Turn's even aware.
Yeah, he's coming around. I mean, it's
just
if U-Turn hears them.
Yeah, he just heard him.
Those two are gonna run into each other.
But see, all this does is now force U-Turn to have to pay attention over here now. This should allow Metaphor to slowly. They need to get FP over here. If they
Yeah,
can
I don't like FP being that far away trying to do Overwatch from that distance. It's not going to be successful. He needs to be in there to rush.
And just gotta make sure that Kano does not get knocked that far. And
now this is where the rush is going to go on right now. This
yeah.
is where you rush these guys right now. Now U-Turn is stuck in that spot because he hears Kidai's going to try to get behind Kano.
Down goes Jonica.
And now Kano should know where U-Turn is there and direct everybody to that spot.
And he takes the DBS to the face.
What a kill.
Wow, GG's. Down goes
So look at Metaphor, just giant killers.
Although they didn't go down 16th place, actually 4 teams had died in just us watching that battle. So
it looks like the amount of work that they did, and obviously with 4 matches versus 3, you can have a match where you don't come in top 10 and still be successful.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if Outcast Alpha can build on that. But even with that said, this is going to give another team who's maybe farther back.
Okay.
The top 10.
I want to know who drove the car right here and got it stuck exactly like that. It was probably Brownie because he was driving earlier. Wow. That's pretty funny.
That is awesome. Like, it's perfectly balanced.
I think he was gonna try to get his other vehicle unstuck, but then he started getting shot at. So now they're kind of stuck here, but they're in a decent spot. They might not have to move from here. In the meantime, let's go check out True Esports and Team Zoo that are just east of Gorka, or at least inside of Gorka, but towards the eastern end. And down goes Reborn, knocked. Where's the other guys? Oh man, Reborn is like so far away. I'm not sure what. Maybe he was trying to flank all the way around, or they just caught him off guard. He is ridiculously far away.
Ridiculously far.
Yeah. And they're kind of toying with him right now. Look at that. Jason is shooting them every once in a while. Here comes Chow Mein. I like what Mortal's doing. Mortal's getting this high flank from them.
We've seen a lot of deaths early. I mean, this has been going pretty quickly. Still in the second zone, but with only 12 teams left. And now Metaphor looks like they're gonna rush into this Misfire Zeus team, formerly the Forgotten. I mean, Metaphor already with 8 kills already, and 8 big kills. Not like they took out St. Mary's School for the Poor.
They
went out and took out 1A7 and the Woo.
Gold has been knocked. Down goes Satan for Team Hacks as Lucifer and U push. And here comes Sway. C-Dub getting the revive on Gold. Oh, that nade. If it wouldn't have bounced on that roof, that would have got the knock probably.
Metaphor deciding to move around to get a better position to deal with Misfire Zeus, getting themselves a little compound. Obviously, on Vikendi, you need to be in a compound if you're going to have an extended match. You can't just be out there in the field trying to
down goes
to
Lucifer.
battle.
Are you now the only one left? Down goes Brownie. Down goes C-Dub. It is now up to Gold. Gold left alone by himself. Right now, this is where he needs to push because he is low, and he gets the heal. Oh no, and down goes
Oh.
Gold, finished off by a U. If he would have pushed like right at that moment, but I want to say he was healing at the time. But he was just barely able to get that heal off. We have Misfire Zeus, Team 7 being picked on now by Men4.
It's a little bit of a distance game, so it's going to be very difficult to get anything more than a knock, at least for the short term.
So the tables have turned for True Esports now. Team Zoo is doing a lot of damage to these guys. Down
And they're
goes
all in
Chow
and now the
Mein.
blue comes in too.
Chow Mein has been thirsted. Mortal trying to push. If he can get the revive on at least one of his players. The rest of the guys desperately trying to get behind cover. Wrestle saw like, don't shoot at me. Oh, look at that. That Molly would have been better placed. It would have been instant, but down they go anyways. Team Zoo conquers that fight. Unfortunately, loses half their players.
And now they got to get out of the blue, get into the zone.
Misfire, I want to say Misfire lost.
Artemis.
Yeah, they lost someone in their transition into zone. Unfortunately, not even in zone. Gonna have to move in just slightly.
The 10 teams now. This is getting so sweaty, so salty for these positions.
It's gotten a little quiet, but as soon as the zone closes, this it's kind of west southwest side of the zone is pretty packed with teams. The north side, no one.
Yeah, it is.
No one inside of Castle. Obviously, nobody wants to be in Castle right now because if you have to transition from Castle, you either have to swim or.
I love Castle. A lot of people crap. I guess I love that place. I love the drop there.
Watch it
love
end there. It would be funny if it did end there. Then everybody's forced to go to Castle.
You know, Mr. trying to rotate in. It's just there's so much each minute, less and less space for each team to find.
Down goes Zozu, getting knocked by Proud from 10 HP. Like, he wants to get away from the car because he knows he can get exploded, but he's also getting shot at. Here comes Steve 24. This actually might help out. Never mind, they're just gonna drive right past. They don't want nothing to do with that. There's only two of them. In fact, Goldie's like, I want to take some shots. They're gonna look towards Team 24.
And now this team, you have Boval doing a long flank
on the west
around,
side,
trying to get an angle on Misfire, while the rest of the 10, if you guys gotta stay there, with the Men4 Bravo also right there. Looks like he's gonna try to come up behind him. Let's see if they hear him before he gets close. Because right now, I don't think they hear him coming.
Who are you talking about above all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many teams right here. They're going to have to move at the same time. It's like Men4 are going to go early. And he gets the car stuck. F. That's very unfortunate. Vikindi's a little bit easier to drive around in. Definitely better than Picado. That is 100% sure. I mean, not Picado. I'm sorry, Miramar. And here comes Hope in a snowmobile. Just barely getting into the edge of the zone. Misfire is going to have to push in. Luckily, it doesn't look like Above All decided to engage with them at all.
He pushed back, but still, they're still right there, right on. And Misfire is now dealing with a Metaphor Bravo, because they're kind of holding them out from getting the zone. But Misfire obviously going to keep trying to push that, trying to rotate to get into zone, knowing that it's going from 5th to 6th zone is going to be so very spicy if they can't get in there.
So much movement going, and I'm actually very surprised. Most of these teams were able to successfully move away from there, considering how packed it was down there. Like, I don't think anybody got knocked or
I think they're also very focused on not getting out of the blue, making that their primary focus. Because obviously, you can beat any team, but you can't beat the blue.
The 5th zone blue hurts a lot too.
The 5th zone is so deadly.
Yeah.
And it gets so much worse.
Alma Mont has been knocked.
6.
And down goes Ruthless as well, getting knocked by Zozu from Misfire. Dark J might get knocked to the zone, not boosted at all. And down goes Dark J to the zone. The only hope for Ruthless is hope. And down goes Above All. Look at that. Just like that, there is literal hope for Ruthless getting the knock on Above All. Above All was going to be the one that could have potentially thirsted Ruthless. And now Ruthless is going to get revived. Very nicely done. Above All now crawling. Zozu putting in work with that M24.
He thinks he's gold or something.
He's been inspired.
He must be. You know, Misfire knowing they have to rotate 230 meters, doing it now, trying to get moving well without a vehicle in this open area. Very dangerous, but they have to do what they have to do.
And especially with Hacks just perfectly at the edge of zone with cover, and they're going to be able to watch these teams rotate in to this zone. That's going to be very tough for everyone right now. That's to their west, south, and northwest as well. It's going to be very tough for these guys. And Fat Boy is the first one to attempt.
He's making that, trying to make his way in there. He's been successful so far, but he still has, another 75 meters to go. Might as well be a mile with all the people in front of him. And another knock by Zozu with the M24.
That's actually I think that was a thirst.
Oh, a thirst, even better.
Yeah. And here comes Zozu with this snowmobile.
And Fatboy trying to close that last 75 meters, the hardest part. Oh, he's so low. While Zozu pushes into that F-Boy shack. Jinjin, the last guy trying to rotate it, he does make it in, but he does get knocked.
Gizmo and Blade try to get the revive on their buddy Luigi. They actually have a decent spot in the zone right now. Not a whole lot of cover, but they're at least in zone, and they got a rock. Sometimes a rock is all you need.
And now, and this gets missing still another 35 meters to close. They've worked so hard just to get this far, and they have a little bit farther to go. But Hax is like, nope, sorry.
U has been knocked. They need to use... Look at Michael. Michael is going to be a thorn on the side of Misfire. And down goes... No! Jinjin has been knocked, but Fatboy was not knocked.
Tried to heal himself. Michael did this damage before the zone gets him.
So Zozu now, unfortunately, left by himself. Had it not been for Michael from Ghost Melee Elite, they would have been... They could have
Zozo gets finished by IU. So, Misfire, the main team gets knocked out in 7th place. And now, Misfire, Zeus still alive. Gizmo knocked, but getting picked up by Luigi. Luigi, a player that normally is a sub for the Forgotten, guy I played with a lot over the past few days, and a really good player. So, although he's been kind of in a backup or sub position now, but obviously going to be getting a lot more gameplay when it comes to Misfire, and I think that's going to be what we're going to be really surprised if we see his name a lot more often in the upcoming weeks.
And down goes James for Team Unzipped. Finished off by Bless from Team 10 HP. We got 5 teams left. Team 16, Metaphor, obviously in one of the better positions. They haven't gotten any kills since they wiped 187 Black and Hacks. So they've just been chilling with 8 kills, but they do have Zone.
I'm kind of rooting for a little bit of Metaphor. They've just had such a great match, and it done so well that you kind of want to see them finish off the night with a dub. Obviously, for Misfire Zeus win, but with that said, these guys kind of earned a first place with just how aggressive they still having all 4 of their players plus a great
Gizmo
spot.
Knocked by BBC from
and
Metaphor.
Blade and Luigi Guy
Down
get out
goes
there.
Blade.
They're caught in the blue. They're done.
There's pretty much nothing they
caught
can do.
in that blue. It's so difficult. It's a 7th blue. So difficult. So deadly. And I don't think Metaphor is gonna have to kind of get. I don't know if they're gonna be able to. No, they don't have to. I don't know if they're gonna have to leave that campo quite yet. They have a little bit of room left.
GG's. Lucifer not able to add to his kills.
Bliss over there hiding. Oh
Bliss
no, dying.
Goes down to you. Goes from hiding to dying in a split second. All right, so we have 2 teams
and now
left.
we had 2 teams left. Hacks, 2 great teams. Hacks and Metaphor. I think Hacks in like 3rd place. Metaphor, I think 7th place. So 2 of our better teams. Metaphor having a game of their the season right now, taking up the Woo and 187. Can they finish off Hacks and really put a exclamation point on their match tonight?
And see, unfortunately though, for Team Metaphor, they are in the Team Hacks in the better position, not having
yes,
to
sir,
rotate
you're right.
in. There is this huge gap of cover, just big ass road in the middle between Metaphor and safety. And safety's really only that one tree at the edge of zone, so there's not much safety. I'm not sure if these guys have any vehicles. I don't see any vehicles, so yeah, this is gonna be a really tough zone.
Metaphor's gonna have to cross the road, and that's gonna be very difficult with Hacks just hanging out there, taking shots at him.
Why did Metaphor cross the road?
Get away from the blue.
Get away from the blue. See, one of those lifelong questions finally answered. So they actually did have smokes, but let's see how effective they can actually get into here. And down goes Sway. So this is gonna be making.
It's their chance right now. They gotta
easier.
push now. They gotta make that decision now. Because they're gonna pick them up.
Kano kind of staying back, trying to watch for one of them peeking. Not sure why he has the DBS out right now. This
Lucifer knocks Sway, knocks only up to Ayu. Ayu knocks BBC. Get greedy.
This is when they can
one
get
at a time.
dangerous.
You can't do this Metaphor can't roll it in one at a time. They gotta do it together. If they want to take out Ayu, he's gonna take him down one at a time. This is what you can't. Oh man.
Oh, the Molly. Really? The Molly does not touch him? Wow, look at that. And
he's in the Molly though.
Yeah, I don't know. He had like 1 foot inside the Molly and 1 foot up. Here comes okay.
Wow.
That's just a regular smoke.
Oh,
they got revive on Greedy.
FP, what? No.
Oh, they just barely clutched that. Wow.
Oh my god, they really congratulations to Metaphor, but they really almost crapped that away.
That was a good example of why you don't push one by one while the other guy has hard cover like that, because that's what's gonna, especially in TPP, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a team, cut that, pace it, and watch it for for a lesson. You don't want to ever push one at a time like that, because you give that guy so much opportunity. You got to push as a group and just overwhelm them with rounds. But Metaphor having a really great last match. I mean, if I was these guys from Metaphor, I'd be really hyped, really excited based on what they did. With not only getting 13 kills, a first place, wiping 187, wiping the kudos to those guys. Hacks coming in second place with 11 kills, 10 HP in third with 3. The Zoo In fourth with 7 kills. Misfire Zeus, what? Coming in fifth with 7 kills. Unzipped in sixth with 7 kills, and Misfire coming in seventh with 2 kills. And then we see the two teams that were in first and second. I mean, Outcast Alpha getting knocked out in 12th place, and the Woo in 13th. 187 getting knocked out even farther down in 20th. So I think the Woo's going to have still enough points to carry it on, but I think the rest of those scores are going to get a lot closer. I think some of the teams that maybe didn't do as well in the first 3 matches will be able to kind of close that distance and get some points. Because, you don't want to, even with tonight, you don't want to get that 16th and below, because whether you come in 16th place or 25th place, you're getting 1 point. Anything higher than that, at least you're getting multiple points, and you need that. You need to be constantly getting more than 1 point for a scrim if you want to be successful. Even with a week left, even though if you can't win, I'd rather say that I came in 14th place in the first season than I came in 24th as we go into season 2.
People giving away.
So I think that was action packed. I mean, we thought it was going to be a runaway with the Woo, but that's why we play the matches. We don't just talk about them random. You got to play them out and see what happens and who does what. And we got an action packed last match. And one thing we've been seeing, we saw all this week, and we saw it here, is that it used to be that, obviously there are some teams that are more dominant than others, but we see that match in, match out. Any team can squad up another team. Metaphor goes in there, squad wipes the Woo and 187.
I wasn't expecting that, and
I wasn't expecting that, but I think we saw a lot of that early, where we saw Hacks getting wiped out early on Monday when Misfire won the whole thing. And Misfire wiped a few teams in a row. It just seems that that if you're a team, it used to be that you almost wanted to take a fight with certain teams. But now it seems that we see the teams getting more and more sweaty, more and more not wanting to take fights early with any team, because they know that even if you do win, you're gonna lose some people. Very rarely are we seeing now where it's just a four guys wiping another team 4-0. It's usually they're losing at least one player. And I think it's just the quality of these scrims. Just by playing these scrims 3 times a week, these teams are obviously getting better and better. I think you've seen it. I've seen it. We still see a couple small mistakes, but those small mistakes get magnified because the teams are so well. Maybe before Metaphor could get away with that pushing one guy at a time, but now at this point of the season, if you push one person, you're going to get yourself in trouble and almost clutch that loss. But obviously Metaphor was able to take that victory at the very, very end. So a lot of good gameplay, a lot of lessons learned by a lot of these teams. And I think that as we go into this last season, there's still going to be a lot of questions that need to be answered, especially 2 through 5. Very well, a team could get a $260 4-person charging stations, or they could end up getting $40 cash. I mean, it's still that close, and it's going to be that much of a difference. That I think that's what we all hoped for going into this, was that going into last week, we had something to play for, because I was really worried. I'm a Baltimore Orioles baseball fan, and that team stinks. So when I watch their baseball games in August, it's for no reason other than just to watch it, because they're already out of the playoffs with a month to go. So I just the goal was that there would be something to play for in the last week, and now I think we've achieved that. So I think that we've kind of proved that this format works, that it's successful, and that it not only does do 2 things. One, it keeps the teams that play every match involved, but we got more new teams in here too that we haven't had before, and they came in here and they did damage and caused wrinkles in the overall scoring and in the placement, which is obviously extremely exciting. Because you get a team in here, you don't know, is this team going to be any good? Are they going to be terrible? Are they going to be fodder? Or are they going to be kings? And I think we saw Unzipped did very well. It's not a team that I'm really know a lot about. So a team like some of these teams, Unzipped, I didn't really know that much about the Zoo.
We do have the scores.
And then Quack Flu. Those guys like that, DXD. DXD I've seen a little bit of, but I mean, not a team that comes around very often. So it's come in here doing damage and really making it that much more exciting. And as now we are of course, as we do at every event, we are more than happy to bring in the leader of OUTcast, Brownie, and the head coach, C-Dub. We talked to him earlier about working, building a squad, building a team with motivation and skills. But now at the end of week 7, gents, what are you guys thinking? What's on your mindset? How does Outcast looking at the end of week 7? What are you guys feeling?
Definitely better than we did in the beginning of the week. That's
I
for
would
sure.
agree.
We
Yeah,
got a
I would
couple-
say that's a very.
You guys had a fantastic Sandhawk game, by the way, with all those kills. Very nice.
Yes,
Very
yes.
nice.
That said, it was like a perfect game, kills and placement. I mean, really aggressive. Great job by you guys.
Yeah, we definitely could have done that in the last match too. That unfortunate throw at the end there, but I mean, it is what it is. We have things to fix. We're not perfect, but
Just telling.
I think if you
definitely
guys
better
if
than
it's
the
if
beginning.
it's like a peak and valley, I think you guys are coming back in peak because you guys had a couple good scrims down in a row. You guys maybe are peaking at the perfect time going into the last week.
Yeah, I would agree. It's good timing, but I mean, I feel like we could still be doing even better. We could have had definitely a bigger, gap over hacks there if we had won that fight in Vikendi. So, there's definitely, I mean, definitely better off than we were at the beginning of the week. But there's obviously frustrations for how much even more of a lead we could have if we just fixed a couple of small things, basic fundamentals.
Now, obviously, we know that the official company policy, Outcast, not making bad decisions, not making too big of changes, trying to keep in your what you're powerful for. But with this last week, what are some of the things you are gonna look to like tweak? Is it rotations? Is it CQC? What are the things that you guys have to make a little bit more improvement on to make that final step into maybe getting at least third, if not trying to push even farther up to second?
Cutting out the baby mistakes, the little once a scrim or once a night mistakes that can wind up being the difference between a 10th and a second sometimes, as close as these scores are.
So like what would be a small mistake that a guy would make that doesn't look that big that could end up being? Is it like overextending on a rotation? Is it peaking too long, like, or peaking twice? What is
both of those absolutely.
That's what killed us in Vikendi there.
I mean, I tell you what, when we play out, when we know Outcast Alpha is over there, we really kind of shut down in regards to peaking because we know Gold's going to be there, and that's like a legit strat. When you know Outcast Alpha is in another compound, you really buckle down, especially in TPP. You really only third party peak, and we'd rather you guys like drive at us, with a full squad, then wait till Gold gets a knock, then drive at us. So we really kind of, and that's something that, small mistakes that we don't want to make, especially when going against you guys, because Gold is so pinpoint. And then what'll happen is, it seems like right after Gold gets a shot at somebody, Brownie with his VSS gets somebody else who's trying to like rotate over to like help that guy out get picked up or something.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I mean, everyone says you get a knock and okay, now they're a effective 3-man, but I mean, really, if you've got somebody going for a revive, they're an effective 2-man if you can get them before that revive's over most of the time.
Exactly. We talk about that squad v squad force field. That regardless of really how good the teams are, if your team is up and another team is up and you got 4v4 and there's about 100 meters distance, there's a magical force field that neither team is going to break until somebody makes a mistake. And one thing, like I do, and I think that all squads do, if you're the player, if you're the utility player, if you're not the IGL, if you're not the sniper, don't make the mistake of getting knocked. That's something that I do when I go in there. When I go in there, and if I see Outcast Alpha 100 meters away from us, and I'm in there and I don't have the bolt action. I have my M4 with a 4X. Don't be the one peeking just to peek and get knocked and then cause that force field to get broken. Let somebody else be the guy who gets knocked, and then or they're gonna rush. And if a team rushes 4 versus 4, that team rushing is automatically gonna be at a disadvantage because they have to cover that distance.
Well, one of the big things that, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter who you are on the team. If you get knocked, like from our perspective, if we're compound and compound, we want a position that someone else has. If we get a knock, we're taking it. Like we're
Yeah.
pushing, we're breaching. So it doesn't matter who you knock. You know, whoever gets knocked first is.
But yeah, what I'm saying
You
is
know,
that don't be the cause of it. Like let
oh yeah,
that,
exactly.
because I
Yeah.
because I want to. If you guys are gonna breach, if you guys are gonna breach at us, I'd rather we have you guys, all four of you guys, get in a vehicle and try to push on us, and then I like our chances better than if I end up getting myself knocked, and then even if they don't pick me up, it's still 3v4. So I mean that's what goes in my mind, is just don't be the reason for that breach, that rush to happen.
Right. Well, one of my big things that I on a previous team would constantly try to hammer into people, and I mention it here as well sometimes, is whatever you're going to do, anything, but especially peaking, know why you're doing it. Like,
Yeah.
is there a reason? Like, if you got someone 200 plus meters away and you're not going to get the kill, like you can, they're behind a wall or whatever, you might knock their helmet off and find out who they are. If there's a chance you're going to get knocked, don't peek, like, unless there's a good reason for it. Like, are you getting in the car to drive wherever? Okay, why? Are you driving towards the center zone? I mean, if you can't answer those questions, chances are you probably shouldn't be doing whatever it is, because there's an inherent risk versus reward with everything in this game.
I see that a lot when people have compounds. They get like happy feet. You'll see it where people will just be running back and forth in the house for no reason. A squad will have a compound and they're just racing back and forth, opening, closing doors. One thing that I always try to do is, like, usually we get assigned little areas of responsibility. Pickford, take northwest to northeast, and just keep an eye out there. And I'm my third party peeking, or if it's FPP, I'll try to get a little bit farther back, so it's hard for them to see me to kind of look at that area. But I don't just have to just move just for the sake of moving, just to running around. I keep my area down. I keep and communicate to my IGL. But I don't know. I just seems that a lot of teams you'll see guys just running around like lunatics, putting their weapons away, picking them back up, jumping around, spinning around. For what reason, I have no idea. But just to run around for some reason.
Boredom, I think, just trying to keep the intensity of the fight up, because it's hard for a lot of people to switch between the calm before the storm and the storm. If they don't keep warm somehow, do something, they'll end up falling on their face. But yeah, I agree with you there on that, Pickford. I like to assign, okay, you're watching north, you're watching south, you're watching whatever. Another thing that I think that there's some merit to is having that switch up from time to time, like maybe every 30 seconds. If you're watching north and I'm watching west, switch every 30, 40 seconds, just so that you're getting a fresh set of eyes. You're not, kind of getting
That's a
that
very good
glaze look
point.
over
That's a
your
very
face.
good point. Yeah, you end up like, if you're in one side for too long, next thing you know, your phone might hit. You might you might want to check like your texts, your Instagram, whatever. And next thing if you have more than one device, if you're playing on an iPad, or the TV's on and you start watching that. So yeah, I can see how you could like get distracted if you're just sitting there waiting in a compound.
Well, and you get used to the idea of, like, if whatever you're checking, like there's a rock in a tree in a building. Okay, there's nobody there. Okay, there's nobody there. Okay, there's nobody there. So you kind of get it in your mind, like, okay, there's nobody there again. You don't watch as well as you should, even if you are trying to pay attention. That's just human nature, or my nature anyway.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, everything you're spouting is facts, and it's coming together. I mean, it's you guys, like I said, you guys are. I think that because the season is 8 weeks long, and there was so many ups and downs, that, like, I think you guys are a prime example. You guys kind of started, um, a little bit slow, then you guys came back, got all the way up to second place, then had that slow leak, and now you've had like a few events in a row where you guys have really been stepping it up again, and hopefully you're peaking at that right time, just like an athlete does, or like a fighter, or anything like that your guys are coming into your best games. Because you had said while you were having kind of a bad time that you're kind of getting, kind of getting complacent, kind of getting, not bored, but just kind of going through the motions. And you had to kind of, you talked about how you had to get yourselves out of that. And obviously, especially with that match with Sandhawk, when you guys were so dominant and so aggressive, that seemed to have kind of like gotten rid of that complacent attitude and really have like rewoken a fire inside you guys' belly.
Yeah, I feel like it has, and definitely the change, the personnel change has helped. If for nothing else, just for this change is good. For most people's personality, it kind of reawakens them, gets them re-excited.
Oh,
So
right when
that
you did make that change, bringing up Jay White in, the kills went up immediately. The placement kind of stayed the same for a little while, but now you've kind of kept the kills going up, and now got back to your original placement. So now you've kind of like got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I think we did good, I believe, Monday. I forget. I think we got maybe a third overall, and then we got I think it was 12th Wednesday. So we're definitely not exactly where we want to be at yet, but we're moving in the right direction. We still yearn for the days when we never finished outside of the top 5, but that's tough
But
to
yeah,
do against this lobby.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's that's I think those days are I mean, not gone, but I mean, this is so difficult. Like we said before, there's maybe 2 teams. There's 2, maybe 3 teams that were consistently in the top 5. It was like U187, maybe the Woo, maybe something like that, and then the other 2 or 3 spots would be by somebody completely random, but different team every single week. But now it seems that it's like if we look right now, it's going to be Outcast Alpha, it's going to be the Woo, it's going to be 187, it's going to be Hacks. It's so hard to break that top 5, period. Because it seems like the same 5 or 6 teams are always in that top 5. So if you can get in that top 5, it's so much more difficult.
Right. I tell you what, I'm sitting here staring at the overall for the season right now, and it is going to be a nail biter, or has the potential to be a nail biter all the way down to the end. Like probably not for first place, but 2nd through 5th. Jesus.
Yeah. I think that's where the real
It
story
is.
Like I can't
like
even
it's
begin to
crazy.
guess.
I mean, what I'm gonna do first thing I'm gonna do is tonight and tomorrow is go back and obviously as soon as Pika does his is go through and make sure that we're all copacetic going into the last week. That's gonna be usually I don't usually I wait till like Sunday, but that's gonna be the first thing I do as soon as Pika finishes his, so that you guys can kind of check it out, make sure that we're on the same page too. Because I want the obviously to get those make sure those scores are pristine and perfect as soon as possible. Because I think you're right. I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be like unbelievably close. Like no, it can't be this close. It can't. We're doing this on purpose to make it more exciting, but it is gonna be very, very close.
I mean, before
Especially
tonight,
2 through 5.
for tonight, there was 65 points separating 2nd and 6th. I mean, that is in 3 scrims. That is a definite possibility to be able to make that up. So the 6th place team coming up into the 2nd place is a real possibility. Of course, we'll have to see how tonight changed those numbers. But and just so imagine and if you're in one of the teams in that position, you're going to be nervous as far as if you know what prize you want all the way down until the team above you or the 2 teams above you or whatever it is pick their prize. You're still going to be on the edge. This is worked out in my opinion pretty nicely as far as it's easy to stay engaged in it for sure.
Like I said, but my ultimate goal, and we talked about this, was to have the last week mean something, and I think that we've accomplished that. Obviously, what we see is because I've been in so many scrims where the last week, we're just playing out a string with 8 teams.
Yeah.
And
it's a struggle. It's always a struggle.
The struggle is that we were still getting over 20 teams in every lobby, and that these last 3 matches are going to matter to actual prizes worth hundreds of dollars. So I'm just super excited about the last week, it's been a lot of work by all of us. Put a lot of time and effort adding up these numbers and double checking, triple checking, putting time and effort into overviews and stuff, but. I mean, it's really being turned up. It's really, I mean, just how it's affected so many teams. I mean, we were talking about the story of Drop / Dream Killers / Broham is kind of flowed through this whole season. Drop. I mean, Drop before the season started was one of those teams like Misfire, the Forgotten, one of these teams that was a top 5 to 10 team every time. They had they started a 2nd team, Drop Bravo. They got gutted by Brohim and the Alpha and Elite. Then they got gutted and turned into Dream Killers. And now it seems that Dream Killers is getting gutted by, 187 and who knows who else. So it's just this story that's just gone, this thread that's gone through these players. with Dead and Sarge and Junie and Marshy and all those guys. It's a very interesting subplot throughout this entire season.
I'll tell you what, if they would write a vlog or a blog, whatever the right word for it is, I would definitely read it, because there is no way I would have thought in the top 5 teams, the teams that are in contention for this, that there would be so much swapping around and players moving from team to team this close to the end. I mean, I'm sure
it's actually come up. It's actually like increased over the past week or two.
Yeah, and I'm definitely, I don't want anybody to mistake me. I'm not criticizing anybody for that. I mean, what you do is is what's right for you, and I definitely understand that. But that's absolutely not what I would have expected. What's going to be curious to me is when these teams do get the prizes.
That actually, it's funny you should say that. I had somebody who might be going to Dream Killers going to 187, and they says, well, if Dream Killers wins the prize, then do I get it? And I'm like, I don't. There's many teams that have more than 4 players. So if what we're doing is we're giving it to whoever the IGL is. The IGL can spread out that wealth. You've won these 4 things. Misfire. I mean, say OUTcast Bravo comes in first place. I mean, geez Louise, you guys have had at least 20 players on that team. Who gets what? That's not my concern. That would be Mr. Bacon's decision, or Badman's, or
the manager, whoever signs.
Or the manager.
That's what I always do. Yeah.
It'll be the owner / manager is the person.
So that's why I say. That's the way I see it. Is so. I mean, obviously, that's the risk you take when you go from one team to the other.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's going to be crazy to see how that plays out. But like I said, it is what it is. I'm sure everyone did it for a good reason.
We are washing our hands of that. It's up.
Yeah, that's what I say. I know that's something we brought up like in the initial planning phases. Like we just give it to the manager; they decide. I know that for Misfire we made some internal decisions on how if we got any prizes. I don't know if it's going to work out for us at least this season, but because that came up in our team too. Like, what happens if we win this, and then ends up the owner have to pretty much probably buy the same thing for anyone who played. Yeah, that's kind of how we figured it. But I'd love to have that problem now. Going into the last week, it looks like I probably won't have that problem. But going to last week, 8 weeks,
these prizes are worth hundreds of dollars. I mean, for anybody, that's just a suggestion, but for anybody out there, you could probably list some of this stuff if for whatever reason that was an issue and you wanted it, but you couldn't keep it. I mean, you could sell on eBay for 10% off and probably get snagged.
You could do it. You could do even. I tell you, not that I'm not. If you go to the one Macari, that one I think, if it's still in the wrapper, or if you get it and you don't take it out of the Cuban thing, that I think in Macari is really a great website to sell things very, very quickly for that's what I've seen in regards to eBay or Facebook Market or all those.
Especially with quality products. I mean, with HyperX,
still wrapped.
You're gonna get, because I mean, there's not a big up and down of those prices. It's not like you can go to one place and get it for half of the other, like some lower level brands. I would hate to have to sell any of my HyperX stuff. I keep it all close to me because it's never failed me. But
one of the guys on our team, PP, he's a high school kid, and that's one of the things he does is he buys refurbished electronics and then resells them, like on Amazon and stuff like that. So you can make a lot, do very well in that. But I tell you one thing, because we were just talking about that, and his thing was that if he can get something still in the original wrapper, it's gonna go like that, and you're only gonna have to, if you take 15% off of it, and it's still the wrapper, it'll sell instantaneously. Because it's such a obviously it's out of wrapper and stuff like that. It's a little bit more difficult, but I mean, of all those things, one thing that I saw was, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, but on Apple products, even if you have an Apple phone, right? Mm-hmm. And if you use like the grips, and if you use any triggers, you can throw your image from your phone onto your television.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So if you're using one of those controllers, and actually using the triggers, it's literally you can play PUBG on your television with a controller, and it doesn't. And there's no way. It's not like you're using a third party, because it's your phone sending it to your television. That's what you're watching off of.
I've actually
I've done that. And I have a picture of it, and it's on my screen, and it's literally on a 70-inch television. And you can just sit there in your gamer chair and just use triggers, on your phone. Your phone just all your phone does is just becomes a and you
Not
can
an
get
Outcast
you can get
scrims.
6-finger triggers. So you can
Not an
really
Outcast
Wow,
scrims.
really?
what not in Outcast scrims you can't.
No,
I mean,
no triggers.
as long as
You
we
can't. I
Well,
mean,
no, you should
if
never
we
use
knew about
triggers
it.
in any
obviously,
time. You should only use triggers in classics.
we obviously won't know about it, but it's extremely discouraged. And if we found out
Yes, you
about it, we
should
would
never use
penalize you.
triggers in scrims of any
You
type.
know,
Yeah.
I mean, not to get too far down the trigger thing, but I was reading something a while back. I want to say it was maybe the Chinese or some of the Asian were supposed to start making triggers legal, and the reason behind it was like doing yourself such a disservice by using triggers. Like, because if you're using triggers, you're using one finger for basically one button, whether it be the fire button, ADS, whatever it is. Where people who really know how to play claw, they're getting multiple buttons out of each finger. It'll be interesting to see if that comes to America.
Hashtag triggers could have prevented this.
Yeah, right.
So with that
Wow.
said, I know that if you're interested, we've passed a lot of information tonight. So if you happen to be doing available tomorrow, I know that since 1 o'clock Eastern time, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. correct? Random
10 o'clock?
10 o'clock Western West Coast time. Random's 12-hour scrim. I'll be in the chat. You know, maybe pay attention. There could be if you hear Pickford sub question number whatever, but you want to answer it. It'll be a lot of the information we talked about tonight. Brownie, what is your favorite cereal?
My favorite cereal? Oh gosh, probably those Cocoa Pebbles.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Puffs?
Hey,
Yeah.
if
There
you're
you go.
watching tomorrow and that question might come up, could give you a free sub to Random's Trolling channel. So, hey, these are
I
all free
appreciate
questions that
it.
may or may not come up.
I
Could be
hope I
last
give you
week.
the same answer tomorrow.
Well, it doesn't matter. They have to answer, not you. Watch Brownie answer. He'll be
He's
on.
not
He'll
gonna
answer
know
himself.
his own
And
answer.
get us- But with that said, I'll be on there watching the most generous man on PUBG, giving away tens and hundreds of dollars in UC and cash through various at $2.50 here, $1.50 here through his while he sits there. You can hear on his computer sending out the money left and right while the games are going on. It's a great time. Some great. The chat is awesome. The games are funny. We should do it over and under in how many hours before Random gets pissed off at somebody for ruining a game that he spent time setting up. That's always fun. But it's a great time, and I'll be there tomorrow enjoying the custom rooms.
Only place I've ever made money in PUBG.
All right, thank you guys for that. And of course, remember next week is the final 3 events: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, of course, Pickford does the pregame show with Duke, so make sure you guys join in for that. And as a little special reward for the viewers on Friday, I will be giving away a gift card to one of the viewers in the
What?
chat. So a $10 gift card of their choice, Google or Apple. Obviously, you got to be in the United States because I buy these cards here. But it'll be for people on the chat, so make sure you guys chat it up. I don't know how I'm gonna give it away yet, so just stay tuned for that. But yeah. So thank you guys so much for letting me cast these. These have been fun. Normally, when I do tournaments, like at the very end of the tournament, it gets kind of boring because, like Pickford said, usually there'll be like 10 teams left and not a whole lot of action. These things are so well designed that we have full lobbies every single round. Even after 7 weeks of this, we still have full lobbies, which is excellent. Keeps a lot of good content. Keeps these players on their toes too. They don't get complacent either, and a lot of good action. So thank you so much, you guys over there at OUTcast, and of course to the sponsors, HyperX, the HyperX brand. I've always used HyperX stuff. If you guys, even before I started streaming these, if you guys were familiar with my stream, I'd always have my blue ones. Those are blue HyperX headphones, and I've had those for years. So definitely recommend their products, and thank you so much for sponsoring these. I will see you guys Friday, but make sure you guys tune in early on Monday. As C-Dub and Brownie were saying, this so much can change between 2nd and 5th place. It's gonna be coming down to the wire, so make sure you guys tune in early on Monday. Thank you guys so much for joining. My name is RANDOMX, and of course, my buddy Pickford over there with the co-cast, and of course the OUTcast family. Peace out, everybody. Laters.